I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General YAHANNA presents the Midwest Fire Weekend.
My name is Commanding General YAHANNA of the I.S.U.P.K. and we here in the safest place you ever could be at in Chicago.
Hosted by Captain Mawquad.
I am Captain Mawquad of the I.S.U.P.K. Under Commanding General YAHANNA, in charge of putting this Midwest Fire Weekend together.
July 27th through July 30th, the Midwest Fire Weekend, starting Thursday, July 27th, 9909 Roosevelt Road, Suite 100, Westchester, Illinois. Breakfast at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Also, Ask Ye the Prophets with General Mayaka Allen from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. General Mahayaman Scripture Breakdown class from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Cross the Line Radio with Captain Tazoriak and Captain Katazai. Late night activity from 12 a.m. until Friday, July 28th. We will have camp downtown Chicago at Magnificent Mile, 430 Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60611 from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The event that you don't want to miss, commanding General YAHANNA's lecture.
For God's justice to be right in the earth, this entire country has to be devastated in nuclear war.
At 1522 South Wabash Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60605 from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
That's right. I was a young man 35 years ago, and they said Russia would turn on America after it came together with America.
$30 per person for the lectures. Use QR code or go to Eventbrite to purchase. Following the lectures, there will be a party from 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. After that, an after-party spot from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Saturday, July 29th, the Bantu Festival from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Located at 1130 Midway Pleasance, Chicago, Illinois. After that, late night activity, TBA, from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sunday, July 30th, the Black and Brown Cookout at Garfield Park. Located at 3631 Westlake Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60624. From 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Contact us at 312-837-8022 or 708-417-0706. The Midwest Fire Weekend in Chicago. Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General YAHANNA live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the I.S.U.P.K. UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahawashah in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General YAHANNA will put 12 chill General Mahayaman Scripture Breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, I.S.U.P.K. undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour. Also, a Johnny Walker Distillery tour. And Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Want us
to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA presents the Midwest Fire Weekend.
My name is Commanding General YAHANNA of the I.S.U.P.K, and we here in the safest place you ever could be at in Chicago.
Hosted by Captain Mawaquad.
I am Captain Mawaquad of the I.S.U.P.K, under commanding General YAHANNA, in charge of putting this Midwest Fire Weekend together.
July 27th through July 30th, the Midwest Fire Weekend, starting Thursday, July 27th, 9909 Roosevelt Road, Suite 100, Westchester, Illinois. Breakfast at 10 a.m. through 12 p.m. Also, Ask Ye the Prophets with General Mayaka Allah from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. General Mahayaman Scripture Breakdown class. From 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Cross the Line Radio with Captain Tazoriak and Captain Katazai. Late night activity from 12 a.m. until Friday, July 28th. We will have camp downtown Chicago at Magnificent Mile, 430 Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60611 from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The event that you don't want to miss, commanding General YAHANNA's lecture.
For God's justice to be right in the earth, this entire country has to be devastated in nuclear war.
At 1522 South Wabash Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60605 from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
That's right. I was a young man 35 years ago, and they said Russia would turn on America after it came together with America.
$30 per person for the lecture. Use QR code or go to Eventbrite to purchase. Following the lecture, there will be a party from 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. After that, an after party spot from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Saturday, July 29th, the Bantu Festival from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Located at 1130 Midway Pleasant, Chicago, Illinois. After that, late night activity, TBA, from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sunday, July 30th, the Black and Brown Cookout at Garfield Park. Located at 3631 Westlake Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60624. From 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Contact us at 312-837-8022 or 708-417-0706. The Midwest Fire Weekend in Chicago.
let nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Time Christ. Ooh, we getting it on tonight. Clap it up one more time if you don't mind. Let's get it on in here real fast. I'm trying to get this together with TikTok. We're going to hold it down for Commanding General YAHANNA. He will be here shortly to solve all of your problems, to put your family back together, to raise your children, to make you and your wife love each other. We'll hold it down for him until he gets here. We have a lot of big stories tonight. We're going to go into Governor DeSantis out there in Florida teaching you that slavery was good for you. Slavery helped you. That's the law in Florida today. Also, we'll go into Jason Aldean, who's teaching you that lynching was good for you and that you were right to be lynched. And lynching is just one way that small town Americans show that you can't vote in this small town. We'll also go into Jamie Foxx. Yediah is going to have to explain this Jamie Foxx thing to me. I don't even know what the hell it is about. But we're going to go into Jamie Foxx. Supposedly, he's an alien or something. Or he's cloned or something like that. We're going to go into Jamie Foxx. We're going to that sister that got disappeared. She was missing. Everybody was looking for her. She showed up. We're going to go into that as well. And of course, if you have any questions, type your questions into the chat room so we can ask your questions live on air, and we'll stand by for Commanding General YAHANNA. Everybody understands, all right? Yediah, you got it.
Okay, sir. Florida Board of Education approves new Black history standards that critics call a big step backward. Mm-hmm. The Florida Board of Education approved a new set of standards for how Black history should be taught in the state's public schools, sparking criticism.
Let's save this one. Let's save this one. This is the more major story. Let's save this one. I'm already having a problem with this thing right here. Go ahead. Let's go to the Jamie Foxx.
Oh, Connor, sir.
Do that.
Well, as we all know, sir, Jamie Foxx has, had recent health issues for a few months, and nobody knew what happened until a recent video he made for TikTok and Instagram that had Twitter trending and TikTok going wild, saying that they didn't clone Jamie Foxx. That is, they did, and then they came and then it was drawing comparisons to that movie on Netflix, how they cloned Tyrone. They talking about
help me out with this. I cannot switch my camera around to get me on the screen. I can't even flip the damn camera around. That's what I'm dealing with. Y'all cloning people. I can't work this damn phone to save my damn life.
I knew when I saw that cloning Tyrone movie, I said, Black people in the ghetto, we so scary and superstitious. This is going to be a problem. They're going to be scared to wash their behinds. You know what I mean? Good Lord.
Yeah. So, break down, make us understand the Jamie Foxx controversy. Start from the beginning. What in the hell happened to Jamie Foxx? And how did we get to aliens or cloning or wherever we're at right now?
Okay, Jamie Foxx was supposedly on set, like for film a movie where they collapsed. They thought he may have had a stroke or something happened with him. And for a while, nobody could get in touch with like family or whatever and know what happened to him. You know what I mean? Like your whole internet had like different conspiracies saying, oh, the brother might have died or his health is really, really, really declining. So, you know, a few months after the fact, he resurfaces with a video, and everybody that saw the video was like, oh man, this is an Illuminati clone. They just came out with that Tyrone movie. They trying to ease us back into it. This ain't Jamie Foxx.
You said they just came out with what?
And it's a movie on Netflix called They Clone Tyrone. I saw some brothers on the internet started talking about, yeah, they trying to ease us into it. They trying to they showing us that they cloning people. They put out a fake Jamie Foxx.
Dang. Okay, this is what I need. Someone type in the chat room. If you smoke a lot of weed and you understand this, make me understand, why would white people clone black people? I just need to know the benefit. Think about it like any crime, right? Every crime needs a motive, needs opportunity. What would be the motive for cloning black people, Latino people? I don't understand, especially when you control them anyway. Why would you clone a black person when you could give them money, gold, weed, and drugs and run their life? You don't need to control. You don't need to clone a black person to control them. You just give them drugs. Now, once again, I'm trying to help you here. Let me give you black people a theory that, since you believe in such science, let me give you another scientific theory you should believe in. It's called Occam's razor. Someone look that up for me real fast. Occam's razor. When you get it, let me know. There is absolutely no reason to clone Jamie Foxx or clone your stupid ass, so you can understand, because you are controlled with strippers, money, and drugs. Now, I don't know Jamie Foxx personally. Let me reach out on the limb of probability and guess that Jamie Foxx got high on that cocaine, which is powerful and strong and sweet. And Jamie Foxx was just getting high on those opioids, on that fentanyl, and had a near-death experience. Give me Jamie Foxx's face up on the screen. You have Occam's razor?
Occam's.
Occam's razor. General Mayak, what's that?
The basic, okay, Slaki. In simple language, Occam's razor states that the simplest explanation is preferable to one that is more complex.
That's science, brothers and sisters. That's all. You love cloning and you think the vaccine is going to turn you into a zombie. Let me give you another scientific theory that white people go by. Occam's razor. When you're trying to figure a thing out, take the simplest solution unless you get more information. Jamie Foxx lives in Hollywood. Who died this year of opioids? Everybody. Everybody died of opioid abuse. The nigga from The Wire, 2 niggas from The Wire, goddamn. 2 cats from The Wire died of opioid abuse. All of your rappers, all of your entertainers are dead. Who else is dead? Michael Jackson is dead because of opioids. Prince is dead because of opioids. All of your famous people whose music you love, they're dead because of drugs. Occam's razor says this. Just take the simplest excuse. Right? Just go ahead and take it. Right? Just whatever simple, F it. Jamie Foxx was getting high, and he damn near died from it. And he better thank the Most High, and he better get off of that dope. That's what Jamie Foxx better do. He better stop doing that dope, or else he'll be dead like so many of your rappers and entertainers and musicians and Hollywood people. Everyone gets it. You die, you want to say something?
Oh, no, sorry. You hit the nail on the head.
Okay, let me see Jamie Foxx right here. Where's his picture? God damn. Jamie Foxx looks like a corpse reanimated. He looks so terrible. He's on that dope. He's snorting that cocaine. He's on those opioids. You dope fiends, that cocaine is pink. You better pass on that cocaine, because that cocaine is full of what's that mess called? Fentanyl. If it's not pure white, you better leave it alone. And if it is pure white, you're gonna die anyway. But you'll die a lot slower. If you start snorting that pink cocaine, you're dead. That's it. Just like Prince, Michael Jackson. Y'all thought Michael Jackson was a make-believe Peter Pan. Meanwhile, he's doing on that dope and he's dead. You die.
And what's so heavy about what you're saying, sir, about Michael Jackson, literally, like, my mother today looked at me and was like, baby, do you think Michael's alive? I said,
Lord have mercy. How did I forget? They think Michael Jackson's still alive.
Cuddle with cuz.
And Tupac.
Cuddle with cuz.
Oh, Lord. Black people, you go to church and that makes you ignorant. The Christian church promotes ignorance. You got a charger for me out? The Christian church, no charger.
And that's it, you hitting the nail on the head. That Christian church, like that cloning and all them theories of how
if you ain't got one,
they trying to take over. It come directly from only the mind of Christians believe that. First of all, they believe we ain't in slavery no more. They getting high, so all those the cloning and the soap got stuff in it, and everything got stuff in it for mind control. Like the general brought out. Black people scared that the white man's trying to control us. He been controlling us over 400 years.
He controls you now.
Good.
And he doesn't have to clone you. The real you is his slave.
Right.
The real straight up and down you that comes from your father's penis is a dope fiend who will do anything for drugs. Why in the hell does he control you? Does he need a clone? And then your dumb ass, I can't. I'm gonna drop it because I can't. Can you do it? In your dumb mind, he'll control the clone you. He controls the real you because he has cocaine, marijuana. I saw that movie, Mayak. Just so you brothers and sisters know, I never watch a black movie ever. It just, I think it taints me in some way. And I can't be tainted by that ignorance. Yeah. So I never watch a black movie. I read books, Akim and Akwafian. That's what I do. Read books. But now, one of my ribs, Mayak, she set me down. She likes those black exploitation movies. And she set me down, and I had to watch that They Done Clone Tyrone. The title would make me not watch it. Right? So, and I'm looking and I'm seeing, oh, damn, should I talk about it or do people got to watch it? You die? They seen it already. The movie They Clone Tyrone is talking about the evils and how the white man is behind, has a secret plot with church, with fried chicken, with hair perms, with 40-ounce beers. And I'm watching it. I'm thinking, I think you're missing something, ain't you? The white man is controlling us with 40-ounce beers. The white man is controlling us with church. The white man is controlling us with Popeye's fried chicken. The white man is controlling us with scratch-offs. And I'm sitting there waiting. Say again, grape juice. I'm sitting there like, director, aren't you missing the obvious thing? Yeah. And so, you know what I did, Mike? I went and looked up the picture of the person who made it. And it's a dreadlocked head weed addict. And I said, oh, this is why the one thing in that movie that he didn't say the white man is using to control us is marijuana. And I'm waiting for it like, the cat is smoking weed in the movie. In the movie, the cat is smoking weed through the whole movie. And I'm waiting for them to say, the white man is controlling us with weed. It's something in the weed that's making us crazy. The movie never vilified weed because the director, give me the man who made that movie. Look at him. He looks like he's made of weed. He looks like I can smell the weed on him from the video, from the picture of him. I'm thinking, why don't you put that in there when every drug dealer, every rapist, every criminal who goes to commit a crime smokes weed first before he commits the crime? Why wouldn't you put that in the movie? You put chicken in the goddamn movie and not weed? Chicken. Popeye's fried chicken. Before that nigga puts a gun in your face to rob you, he hasn't had a chicken sandwich, but he has smoked a blunt. Before he robs you, before he goes out and commits a crime, he is going to spark up and get high to get in the spirit of the crime. He's not going to get a scratch off before he robs you. You have the picture of the cat. It's a Jake. Yeah, let me see him. Let me look at him. Oh, look at him. Look, that's the cat that made the movie, Maya. You see him there? Can I get it over here too? That's the cat that made the movie. That's why he hates gangsters, Maya. Okay. Oh, these gangsters, these gangbangers. It halfway made me mad because this movie vilified gangsters, and I identify with them. I identify. What's that brother in the movie? I identify with Tyrus in the movie. That is who I identify with, Tyrus. And I'm wondering why this hippie, half a LGBT man, is so against the gangsters, and he's not going to put weed as something that the white man uses. Let me tell you what the white man uses to control you. Drugs, you dummy. Drugs. Mind-altering drugs. Give me the story about drugs. Wait, first show me Jamie Foxx again. Because damn, Jamie Foxx, this is the cat that made that movie, a drug addict. Look at Jamie Foxx there. Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's prayed, man, and sent me messages. I cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never, ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. And to be honest with you, my sister Deidre Dixon, my daughter Corinne Marie saved my life. So to them, to God, to a lot of great medical people, I'm able to leave you this video.
All right, stop.
I cannot tell you how great it feels.
I'm going to use Occam's razor.
The family kick in and
tell you what happened to Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx OD'd on that dope. His sister and his daughter found him, and they called the ambulance fast, and they gave him that Narcan. Okay. Look up that. You got to get that Narcan. You brothers, camp leaders, you should bring some Narcan to camp with you, because you will encounter someone that ODs on that fentanyl at camp, and you can give them a quick shot of that Narcan or of adrenaline. The adrenaline is the worst because you got to put that into the heart. Adrenaline. You got to have some courage for that one, Maya. Yeah. You got to stab a nigga straight in the heart with that adrenaline thing. Now the Narcan, you should just keep in the camp equipment. You get my point, Maya. Just keep it in the camp equipment. You at camp, somebody's going to be dying there of opioid overdose. Police officers are taught not to touch drugs in a car, because if you touch fentanyl, you can die. Touching it, it gets through your skin and it kills you from touching it. You die.
There was a story about some Edomite cop that touched some fentanyl and died.
Yes. You touch fentanyl, you die. The Chinese and the Israelis make it to strengthen cocaine because it's cheaper than giving you a pure cocaine. Cocaine is expensive. And if you're going to get that 90% pure cocaine, it's expensive. Instead, give them a 50% cocaine and cut it with fentanyl. People are going to die when they take it, and you're going to sell more cocaine because people die. Okay. Jamie Foxx needs to get off of that dope. Why? Science. Occam's razor. Occam's razor tells you what happened to Jamie Foxx. He was on that dope. snorting that fentanyl-laced cocaine. His mother and his sister called the ambulance that gave him a shot of that Narcan. Brung him back from the dead. He looks like he was reanimated from the dead. Brothers and those camp leaders, get your Narcan, a Narcan syringe. You can get those. They're giving those out to a lot of nonprofits. If you was around Jamie Foxx, like his mother or his sister or his daughter, you could have saved his life. That's it. Nobody needs to clone you, you stupid drug addict. You're a dope fiend. Who's cloning you? You think we need more of you? You think the white man needs 2 of you? You're a stinking drug addict. That's it. You don't need 2 Jamie Foxxes. You control Jamie Foxx. You don't need to have 2 Jamie Foxxes.
He got abortion clinics set up all over the place for you. Oh my God. You think he want more of you?
He controls you like he controls dogs. God. Does the white man clone dogs? No. He just puts a male dog in front of a female dog, and he makes a ton of bitches and dogs. That's all he has to do. He doesn't need to use science in a laboratory to make more of you. You're going to make more of you. You are a dope fiend and a drug addict. You're going to have sex with a slut who says her vagina is pink and her booty hole is brown. You're going to have sex with her. You're going to make another you. And your son is going to be a drug addict who kills people for white people and who commits crime just like you. That's it. There's no reason to clone you because you will clone you by having sex with a slut whose booty hole is brown. And you're going to have sex with her and make another you. Yediah. Anything else? Next.
Conor Khan, cannabis use linked to epigenetic changes scientists discover.
Cannabis is crack. Put that in your mind. Weed is crack. It is the exact same thing. It is as damaging, and it is more addictive because it's more accepted. There is no stigma on weed. And crack, the stigma used to keep us off it, my just the damn, you said, well, I'm going to sell it. I ain't going to smoke it because you ain't want to become a crackhead, right? We look down on crackheads. We looked at crackheads like they were not even human. We sold drugs to them, beat them up, hurt them, did all kinds of things to them. They were not people to us when we were young, crackheads. Weed has no stigma. There is no stigma about being a weed head. So you smoke more weed. Weed is legal. You get more high, and the police still get to pull you over because they smell weed in the car. It is so perfect, Doc, for oppression weed. Weed is legal in virtually every state. Every state. There's strains of weed out that are so powerful. They're addictive as crack cocaine is. And yet a cop can still say, I smell weed in the car, and pull you over and arrest you with something that every song tells you to do. Your mayor and governor are telling you to get high. And a cop can still arrest you for being high. It's such a perfect drug. It's more perfect than crack cocaine or sniffing cocaine because you can't smell sniffing cocaine. A cop can just say, I smell weed. And just so you know, everything on you smells like weed, you stupid idiot. Your shoes, your clothes, your car, your child smells like weed. Your child's blanket smells like weed. Your baby bag smells like weed. Everything in your house, everything you have smells like weed. So when a cop pulls you over, he is going to smell weed because your daughter smells like weed. He gets to put you in jail, and he gets to tell you to keep getting high. Tell everyone what weed is doing to them, Yediah. It won't help because they're dope fiends. They're addicts. So it won't help, but let me just tell the people that it might work for. Go ahead.
Conor Khan, sir. Using cannabis may cause changes in the human's body epigenome.
Read that, spell that word.
Wakan, EPIGENOME.
Epigenome. Do you know what the F that means? That is your DNA. That's your epigenome, your genome, your genes. Smoking weed is changing your genes, but they got to clone you. That's what has to happen with you. They need 2 dope fiends around fighting their baby mama on the front step. Huh? They need 2 of you. Can I speak like I'm not on TikTok? I'm not going to do it. I ain't forget I asked. Now, they need 2 masculine acting women fighting in front of their house. They need 2 masculine behaving women with braids in their hair and wife beaters on to think they're tough. The funniest thing in the world is a masculine behaving woman acting like she's tougher. That is the funniest thing in the world. It's like a joke. They're going to clone you masculine behaving women. Come on.
The new term is Whoopi Goldbergs. So somebody put out a TikTok.
Whoopi Goldberg is not a masculine acting woman, is she?
No, they put out a TikTok because all the women have dreads.
They do have.
They call them Whoopi Goldberg.
Can I say the brat instead? Who's a famous? Let me use the brat. You look like the brat. We need 2 of you. We got a clone. We don't have to clone you to make 2 of you. We just need to molest 2 girls. That's it. Come on. You know how much cheaper that is? If I want 2 brats, I'll just molest 2 girls and I'll get 2 brats. That's all. If I want 2 of Magic Johnson's sons, I'll just molest 2 boys and I'll get 2 Magic Johnson sons. Molest 5 boys. You'll get 5 Magic Johnson sons. You don't need to put millions of dollars into science. You die. Am I making any sense? I know I'm making no sense. I'm just trying to get through this so I can go ahead and get the F up out of here. All right. So I'm just gonna keep on going. go ahead,
Khan, sir. A study over 1,000 adults. The epigenome functions like a set of switches, activating or deactivating genes to change how our bodies function.
This is the real science. This is not science fiction with cloning. This is real. You said you were trying to teach him earlier about science and all that. Let me explain to you what real science is, all right? Listen carefully, baby sweets. Listen carefully. Young brothers, listen carefully, all right? How can I describe this to you in a way that doesn't insult you, which I'm not skillful at? Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Hold on. Hold on, Maria. Okay. We got science. All right. Okay. You are afraid of science because you don't go to the doctor. You don't go to the doctor because you cannot afford a doctor. Let me help you while I'm on this topic. Cucumbers won't get rid of herpes. Okay, I'm trying to help you with this. Your fear of the doctor is a fear that white people have given you because white people don't want to waste medicine on niggers and spics. That's a wrong word to say, and I'm going to stop saying that. They don't want to waste medicine on poor minorities. Give them a hand. That's a perfect word. That's what I need today. I need that vocabulary. Minorities. They're not wasting it on you. The world wants the vaccine. They can't give it to you. You're the brat. And your daughter is the brat, and your son is Magic Johnson's son, and you live in the projects. They're not giving you the vaccine. Come on now, people want that. You, because you can't go to the doctor, because you can't afford the doctor, you develop a fear of the doctor that makes you feel comfortable with not going to the doctor. It's a very Judite thing to do. If I tell Mayak, you can't have none of this coffee, Mayak, you know what Mayak will say? That coffee ain't no damn good no how. That's black. That's a Judite thing to do, my yuck. And you can't have this cell phone. That cell phone ain't worth nothing no how. I got a cucumber and coconuts and sea moss. What is up with the effing sea moss? Why is sea moss coming out the walls? Is that this shit? Why is everybody talking about sea moss? I drove by some truck full of sea moss. Some brother on this highway. Where is the sea moss? What is Yediah?
Dr. Sebi.
I didn't know it was still going on. I thought it came and went.
I was in North Philly, y'all. I was in North Philly, drove by some truck, said sea moss. I'm in Harlem and Sugar Hill. Sea moss. And I go online, I go, what is the sea moss? You know what sea moss cures, Maya? Everything. God. Cancer, herpes, diabetes, high blood pressure, mucus. Get rid of all your mucus. Everything. Black people and Latinos have developed a hatred for the doctor because they were not allowed to go to the doctor. So now, going to the doctor means what? They're going to clone you. Right. They're going to clone you in there. You can't go in there. It's going to be two of you. I want two of me. Give me all the me's I can get, man. That's the problem with this world. There's not enough me in this world. I'm from the tribe of Judah. I need 12 me's. All of me's everywhere. Me's out front. Me's in the car. Me's every damn where. You don't want you? Because you're afraid of the doctor. And because of that, you're drinking sea moss and you have stage 4 cancer. And you'll be dead in a week. You cannot cure anything with plantains. You cannot cure any. Oh, Jesus Christ. Vegetables are food. They're not medicines. They're food, which means you can live a life of eating vegetables and good food, and you can be healthy over 30 years, right? But you can't eat a cucumber and get rid of your herpes. That is because a cucumber is not food. If it was, a cucumber is not medicine. If cucumbers did cure herpes, if sea moss cured herpes, it would not be $3 to get some sea moss. It would be $500,000. Yediah, tell me how much chemotherapy is. Tell me how much insulin is. Tell me how much medicines are. They cost millions of dollars to get. They're unaffordable because white people know this thing actually gets rid of high blood pressure. It actually works. Sea moss does not work. So it's $2 to get a yard of it. Come on.
Honorable Khan, sir, the average of chemotherapy depends on the cancer, but wages between $1,000 to $12,000 a month.
That's how much it costs, Doc. Now, do white people love money? Do they know about money? Yeah. So if sea moss could cure cancer, sea moss would be $12,000 a month. Right. Sea moss is $5 to get a jar of slimy sea moss. And you, with your ignorant ass, will be drinking it thinking this is going to cure your cancer. How much does the herpes medicine cost? Give me that. I had to battle a ton of herpes people because I said that you got to go to the doctor to get rid of herpes up. And they got a herpes medicine out that cures that herpes for you nasty people out there. That shit knocks it out. You got that herpes, man. What's that, Videxatrol or Monexatrol? You're not having herpes anymore. How much does it cost if you don't have insurance? Someone look that up. I got to move on. They got a herpes medicine, brother, that knocks them that nasty woman's disease right off of you, baby girl. Go ahead, Yediah.
Honorable Khan, the meds for herpes range between $23.77 and $818.06.
You know what the range is, right? One of them has insurance, right? If you have insurance, it's $23 to get that Videxatrol that knocks all of that nasty woman's disease off of you. Right. If you don't have insurance, how much is it?
$800 and $818.
You see, white people, they like money. And so it's $800 because you don't have insurance. How much is CMOS? Real fast.
Nakar?
You know, Nakar, give him the camera and the microphone. Nakar, you got a trunk full of CMOS. You selling it to suckers. I ain't trying to cut in on you. There's no crime in selling CMOS, Maya.
Ain't knocking your hustle.
I ain't knocking your hustle up. Go ahead, give him the camera.
I would never say CMOS cure cancer. I just say it helps you health.
Give him a hand. Listen. I ain't knocking you, brother.
But on the streets, a jar of CMOS range from $20 to $30. And to get it raw, it's cheap. It's like you said, $5.
Raw uncut. What's the pure? How pure is it?
Uncut.
90% pure.
100%.
Ooh, that uncut pure. That uncut CMOS, man. Yikes. Can I test it? I got to test my CMOS now. I got to get my knife out. Hold on. I gotta get my knife out. Test that CMOS. Hold on now, brother. Let me get some of it. Bring some over here first.
Get some on the nail.
Let me grow this nail a little bit. I'm going to see about that CMOS before I buy it.
Marvin Young, he can talk all that. Cucumbers. But he trying to stop you from being simple. Vegans dropping dead every day. You know, man. Damn right. Good to see you.
Murad, good to see you. Murad, go ahead.
And if I may, sir, just like you were saying, with them cucumbers, if cucumbers and all that CMOS actually heal stuff, black people wouldn't know what it looked like. They don't know what aspirin looks like. They don't know what it looks like. You wouldn't even know what it looked like.
We're going to the Jamie Foxx, sir, if I could. Yeah. Black people, it's prevailing.
Wait, one thing I just wanted to say before you finish with that is, you know, the reason black people love them herbal medicines and all that is because we've been beat down so much by the slave master that we're always looking for an avenue outside of the slave master. We hate the idea that he got the medicine to really make something work.
There you go.
And so with that, I understand why your mind go there, but don't be fooled. That stuff Esau got, it kills a billy goat in a second. He done sat in that damn lab and figured that thing out long time before. You know what I'm saying? So damn right. You know what I mean? Well, here's the real thing. Can we build us a body under Christ that we get healed with the power? You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong, General?
That's the fact.
Like, that's what we need. We need more of this spirituality that's in this UPK to heal all manner of diseases, like we say in that prayer, to heal all manner of diseases. That's what we need, you know what I'm saying? And get us the hell up out of the madness we under, which is shortly to come. Right or wrong, shortly coming. So damn right. What's going on TikTok? We doing it live. A lot of ice, Coke, the water. Appreciate it.
That's just for the Jamie Foxx story. I think we good to go from here.
Jamie Foxx.
They're saying the prevailing thought is that Jamie Foxx has been cloned.
Now, isn't that a movie?
Yeah, that's a movie. Yeah.
We're in bad shape. Bad shape.
It's a rough deal.
You mean to tell me they put out a movie, we think he's cloned?
Yeah.
We easy to fool.
Yeah, come on. You die.
Like, so he in the movie.
He's in the movie?
He in the movie.
He is in the movie.
Do they clone him in the movie?
Yeah, he's cloning the movie. Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, man, we in bad shape.
It's a rough deal.
We in bad. Once again, that's not having the Lord.
Yeah.
Not having our Father and our nation and our identity and our land and our own is why we so easily lost. You understand? That virus came out. Man, that virus came out and we was like a scattered sheep. We didn't know what to do. We was bugging out, freaking out, going left and right. Big shout out to General Muhammad, helped do that science background on that whole thing. you understand, was a great help to the work of the Lord and saved a lot of lives, making sure that we had the right information to make the right decisions in what we did. And through the grace and mercy of the Most High, the I.S.U.P.K did absolutely water. Oh shit, the I.S.U.P.K did absolutely excellent. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Did absolutely excellent in preventing a lot of madness and a lot of deaths. We are truly a people with no shepherd. Like that was the one thing that made Christ weep. The one thing that made Christ weep was when he saw that we had no shepherd. When he saw how lost we were, it was like, it just broke his heart. Like the greatest people on earth, the Lord's chosen people, and there's nobody leading them in the right direction. And that's why we can't put down this truth in the I.S.U.P.K. And let me say this to you, all you brothers and sisters out there potentially to come into a camp. At this time in 2023, listen to me good. At this time in 2023, if it's an Israelite group out there and it's not the I.S.U.P.K, more than likely it's being run by cops. More than likely. I can't guarantee everyone is. Who knows? Who cares? The point is, don't be fooled anymore. And especially as you see the purple go down, keep your eye out for what comes up. Because once the purple go down, then others will seek to come up. That's from Esau. And you got to be paying close attention to that TikTok, because it's a whole lot of lies and deceptions going on, and it's easy to lie to us. It's so easy to lie to us because we are people. Give me the scripture on it, you die. Christ wept. It said that because they had no shepherd. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like it broke his heart that we didn't have any leadership. You understand? Which is why good, strong, righteous men have got to continue to build and do great works for the Most High in Christ. You understand? Because after this time of trial and after this nuclear war, we'll be in paradise forever and ever and ever in Christ's kingdom, man. We'll be set in his kingdom to do everything that we need to do. We'll build on it. You got it, Haas? The one where he said Christ wept. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll do something amazing in our kingdom. We'll build our kingdom, brother, and it will be magnificent. And guess what? When diseases come up, when issues come up, like Israel had no leadership until Christ. You can read it. You got it?
Oh, so
who got it, man? You got it?
John 11:35.
11:35. Go ahead and read it. Like, you got it? Go ahead and read it. Like, let me tell you something. Like, in our kingdom, when Moses came into Egypt, Moses completely fixed what was going on in our kingdom. Like, he completely got our heads straight from the day he came down from the heads. The minute he came down and saw us in conflict with each other, the first thing he did was go straighten us out. First thing he did was say, yo, why y'all battling each other? What's going on here? That's the spirit that was in him, and it was amazing. Go ahead, I'll read it.
I'm going to start off one verse, sir. Two verses.
Go ahead.
John 11, verse 33. When Yahweh therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled, and said, where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. Yahweh wept. Then said the Jews, behold, how he loved him. And some of them said, could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, have caused that even this man should not have died?
You might need, they have no shepherd. For they have no shepherd. You die?
Come. Matthew chapter 9. I'm going to start at verse 35. And Yahweh went about all the cities and the villages, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom.
Right. He's trying to show our people the gospel of the kingdom of heaven. He's trying to get them focused, trying to get them to walk after the Most High. Go ahead.
and healing every sickness and every disease among the people.
He was leading them. He was healing every sickness, healing every disease, mainly mental diseases. Because Lord knows once we go into captivity, we go into a state of mental disease. Go ahead.
Verse 36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them.
He saw the multitudes, meaning this. They saw him healing. They saw him fixing them. And brother, they came in mobs. They saw what he was doing and came in mobs. That's the proof that we were like a sheep with no shepherd. Because it was like mobs came. Yeah. If our people knew what we were doing and understood it, they would come into truth in mobs. Eventually they will. Because the suffering will get so high and bad that eventually they're going to come in here like, yo, can't believe what you brothers is doing. Can't believe what you sisters is doing. And when they do, brother, you're going to have compassion on them too, because then you're going to really see the nation of Israel, all 12 tribes, without the fake fronting on, without the makeup, without the fancy cars, the long leases, without all these things that we done put in our world that we can't afford, without all of that stuff, without all the, we the bad talk, without all the drugs, without all the weed, you're going to see a people out, and then you're going to be like, yo, what the hell happened to us? And then you're going to be moved with compassion like our king was moved with compassion. Like, that's the spirit you got to be in. That's the spirit to walk in when you want to understand to be a servant of Christ. He had the compassion, brother, on these 12 tribes because he looked past the games and the madness. You understand? Just like General Muhammad brought out, like all this herbal talk and all of this, food talk rather, and sea moss and all of this. Yeah, it sound nice, but the hospitals would have been robbing the world with it. Esau robbed the world with anything he can. Any hustle, anything he can put together to rob the world, he'll do it. Thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate it. Go ahead,
Khan, because they fainted and were scattered abroad.
Fainted, meaning they had no strength as a people. No strength, fainted, scattered abroad. Go ahead.
Khan, sir.
Meaning they were all over the place. That's us. Every religion, every identity, identifying with every nation, right or wrong. Every religion, that's us. Go ahead.
Khan, as sheep having no shepherd.
As sheep having no shepherd. Like he saw us. Is that us? Am I lying? That's us. That's us without that king. That's us without Yahawashi giving us this, without this Bible, and not just the Bible, without the New Testament. Because a lot of you fake Israelites like to just tout the Old Testament. But you simple as hell. Without the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, we would be destroyed. Okay. We would not be able to make it out of this captivity.
Okay.
Please.
A good example of how destroyed we are. General Muhammad brought it out tonight in class. Like in Florida, they passed a law where they got to teach the kids, that slavery was good for us.
Yeah.
We learned skills and all that was beautiful for us, right? And then it would make a normal man think, man, our oppressor boy, he getting crazy now with this. And then to find out there were black people that helped push the law is doubly amazing. It's like blows the mind that, we all these things that's against us, they got black people that sit and help push those things that's against us. You know what I'm saying? Which damn near is like a double sword.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it hurts even more.
It's straight up betrayal. It's straight up backstabbing betrayal. Right or wrong? Listen, you're right. And I'm gonna ask you to I know I'm eating up some time, right? But give me one more scripture. After you finish reading this, give me the scripture where when Moses first came out from Pharaoh. Stick with me on this though, because we're gonna read it. But when Moses first came out from Pharaoh, where it said, with the leaders came and met him. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have you read that. Where he said that you have taken away our sweet savior out of the mouth of Pharaoh. You know the one I'm talking about. Go ahead, finish reading this one. You die.
Verse 37. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
And brother, that's a true statement. The harvest is plenteous. Our people need delivering bad, But the what? Salakia?
Conor McCon,
Get
sir.
the right word.
Conor
The
McCon.
laborers. A laborer is somebody that works hard. They work hard for little pay. That's the laborer's job. Like when you go to a construction site and they say we hiring laborers, you get the lowest pay, and you do the most grimy work. You the one in the mud. You the one dealing with the broken concrete. You know, you usually part of the demolition crew. Right. You ain't the cat up on the 10th floor, you know, wiring up things real nice and neat, you know what I'm saying, or cutting things, making nice carpentry. Nah, you the cat down on the ground, digging the ditches and, you know, getting the mud out and all of that. That's the laborer. And that's the people that Christ said there was few of. The Israelite school of UPK, we the laborers out. We the ones laboring in this war. Go ahead, Op. Finish it.
Conor McCon, sir. Praise ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest.
He'll send more servants into his harvest. You got the part where it said he wept, or it just says he had compassion. I might be two different scriptures. That's good enough, though. It shows you that he had compassion. One last one, I'll get up off of it. Go ahead, Yediah. Give me that scripture. And did you get it for him?
Kind of one. Exodus 5:21 is exact. You can go above it if you would like.
Yeah, go maybe 20, maybe 19, the most.
I would say 19.
19.
Kind of one.
Read that out, because this right here, this is what's coming. America is falling apart, and they not saying a word about it. Neither would they say a word about it. They could care less what happens. Just why the Lord's servants got to care for the Lord's people. And that's why that's such a good example you brought out on how confused we are when we don't even know what food to eat anymore. They said the Gadites, brother, lived on the land, knew what to eat, what not to eat, all of that. The reason we're sick is not because we ain't eating enough vegetables. We sick because we eating all the poison that Esau is shoveling to us. That's why we sick. It. Like basically the whole country is living off of corn. That's it. This is a corn country. The government will subsidize you if you grow corn because they putting corn in everything. Everything you eat has got corn in it. Go ahead.
Go, sir. Just to back up your point, I saw a commercial the other day that made me just go, what's the point? A commercial said, people, stop drinking bottled water. You have to stop drinking bottled water. And I remember I sit there and I go, stop drinking bottled. Damn, I remember I used to drink out the tap.
Yes, until it was.
I remember.
Don't drink the tap.
Yeah, then it was like you was like a Neanderthal if you drank out the tap. And I'll sit there in my living room and go, no, I gotta drink out the tap. And they tell you drink from the tap, filter the water and drink. I said, well, what am I supposed to do? Like it makes you like, why am I listening to any of that?
Right, you can't even have a glass of water.
Yeah, you can't. So now, drink from the tap. When I was doing that,
right?
I was just come on.
Yeah, man. Listen, after they done got all your money for
bottled
water, they done got 20 years of bottled water money.
I'm paying a water bill, and there's more water stacked up in the kitchen.
Yes,
and so it is like, what do you want? Yeah. How can I not die? Yeah. You want me to drink this one? It's on the floor, or drink? What am I supposed to do? I gotta just wait for the next commercial or movement, and they'll tell me how not to die.
Bro, that's heavy. That's heavy because it goes right along with that scripture where the Lord said that you shall eat poison and not die.
There you go.
That's why that scripture was so. Once again, the Bible always gives us the avenue up out of here. That's what our King came to do, and he did it because by having that scripture say we're gonna eat poison and live. Now you can just say, look, if I feel like bottled water, I drink bottled water. If I feel like tap, I drink tap. You know what I mean? I'm normally drinking bottled water, but one day we run out of bottled water. I go turn the tap on. I'm getting to go make some. I forget what. I grabbed the thing. My wife said, "No, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to get some water." She said, "That's tap water." I said, "Yeah, it's gonna taste good right now." And she just threw her hands up like, I can't tell him nothing because you can't. What could you do?
I don't know.
It got fluoride. Fluoride. Run!
And there's always somebody coming out to counter the last thing.
Yes. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Now, listen, I admire those that eat healthy.
Forget about it.
You know what I mean? I'd like to get, hell, I can drop a few pounds. I go over Q's house. I be guilt ridden. You go to Cabal house. If you ever in DC, you get to stay at General Cabal's house. You gonna have a guilt trip like you ain't never had. But General Cabal eats, brother, like nigh on the crack. Like that brother eats healthy, brother. He's like he know how to eat. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna fill you up with the best food. You gonna think he like, where you get this rich man food from? I go to Q make some salmon. I be like, where you get this from? Going up there, so he tell you, he make them in the clay pots. He don't mess with all that. What's the stuff, that non-stick stuff? Yeah, Teflon or whatever that. Oh, he don't touch none of that. Q don't play with none of that. He deals strictly with the clay pots. He going ancient pottery on you. Food be delicious. I love to run down to DC hanging Q out.
I was telling Q about the filtered water. Q, he stepped it up. He said, well, don't forget your bath water too. Right. He said, what about that shower? I said, huh? He said, yeah, you get your shower filter, got the sensor in there, got the thing, because that water coming out of there mess up your skin. And I said, I never knew.
But at the same time, if you do either one, there's no guarantee in this place you'll even live, because everything is a poison and a mess. The air, hell. The air, you know what I'm saying? When you go to buy a house, they take a test in the ground that they call a radon test. You ever heard of that before? A lot of people never heard of that, I guess, if you ain't never bought a house. But I asked them, I said, what is this for? They said that there is a gas that comes up from the ground, and if it's above a certain amount, it gives you lung cancer coming up out the ground. So they test it under your house, called a radon test, to see if that gas is coming up too high out of the ground. If it is, they got to run a pipe down into the ground with some liquid in some basket, and the gas comes up and goes in this basket, and somehow it takes the gas up out the house. So black people, you ain't gonna tell me. We living in old tenements, old houses. The house in Philly is 100 years old. This was the first capital. Yeah. We living in old houses. I guarantee you, a ton of people got that gas coming up. Now you be in there eating healthy, and there's a gas coming up trying to kill your ass. You know what I mean? Like, it's a mess, which is why we need Christ. So you finished on that one? Give me the one in Egypt now, real quick, and I'm gonna get up off. I'm taking a
time. Exodus chapter 5 and verse 19. And the officers of the children of Israel did see that there were evil in case. After it was said, ye shall not minish aught for your bricks of your daily tasks.
Right. After Moses went in there and told Pharaoh the deal, which is something we hate. We hate a man that speaks the truth against the people that enslaved the Lord's chosen. We hated Moses for that. We were disgusted with Moses for that. That's why a lot of people hate us. You don't hate us because we pro-black. A lot of you are pro-black. You hate us because we anti your slave master. That's right. That you cannot tolerate. You can be pro-black and blackity-black and, and all of this, but don't be anti the slave master. Your pro-blackness gotta finish with inclusion in the end. Right or wrong. It got to finish with us including everybody. It can't finish with us coming out from under the captivity of our slave master. And that's such an evil thing, in that every nation seeks that. Every nation seeks that. And once again, Edomites think, what is our problem? What is our problem? Why are we so anti them? Our people don't even know what to eat. We get up every day and don't even know what we should and shouldn't eat. Forget about the dietary law. Forget about that law. You know what I'm saying? The mukbangers that eating all them crabs and all that, brother, they getting sick as hell. You see them? They're getting sick as hell from eating so much abominations and things the Lord said not to eat. Right. Them Orientals and all them, they dropping dead and all that I'm hearing about.
Yeah. There's so much horrible things can happen to the body. You know what I'm saying? Not listen to it. I watched that Dr. Pimple Popper. You watch her?
No.
Oh my God. People going there with all type of lumps and things in the body and skin. and she squeezed all madness of Satan
Good
out of
night.
their body.
Good night. I know I can't watch
And it got to be abomination. It got to be because of what's going in that body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You putting some creature, you eating some old funny creature you ain't supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
And here we are. So it's wicked as hell. Go ahead, finish reading what you hold.
Colonel Wakan, sir. Verse 20. And they met Moses and Aaron, who stood in the way.
Right. They met them as they was coming out. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, sir. And they came forth from Pharaoh. Verse 21. And they said unto them, the Lord look upon you and judge, because ye have made our savor to be abhorred in the eyes of Pharaoh.
Right. In other words, you made we used to be a sweet thing to Pharaoh. We used to be something that Pharaoh liked. You made us no longer a sweet thing to Pharaoh. And why were they a sweet thing to Pharaoh? For the same reason you just brought out, General, that they were the ones passing the laws. That's why you got black politicians beloved in this country. Martin Luther King was beloved. What's the name of that brother that just passed away not too long ago? John something?
Lewis Clark.
Is it Clark?
I believe.
Okay. That's his name?
I believe.
John Lewis.
That's the one that marched with Martin Luther King, sir.
The one that they still marched.
I believe it was Clark, but John Lewis is.
Somebody pull it up right quick so I can be right. I think I think it's John Lewis.
He just died recently.
Yeah, he died about 6 months, a year ago.
Something.
About a year ago. And he was being loved. I mean, they loved. He's the one that coined that statement, something about good trouble. Get into some good trouble. John Lewis, yeah. Like he coined that term, get into good trouble. They loved this brother right here. They loved him. And brother, that's how black politicians were loved during the time of Pharaoh, which once again, the Bible is the greatest book that ever graced the hands of man by the hand of the Most High. And they loved the man. They loved him because he was up in there, so-called fighting for black people, but fighting for black people to be a part of Esau's kingdom.
Right.
Not fighting for black people to be part of Christ's kingdom, but to be part of the American kingdom. And that's why he said, get into good trouble. So in other words, you go in there and, fight to get black people the things they need from the slave master. When don't you know the Lord made this earth to be a paradise? He didn't make this earth to be a place where you got to fight for every crumb that you get. That's why he called it an inheritance. When you inherit something from your father, you don't have to fight to get the inheritance. You got to fight to get the approval of your father to receive the inheritance. That's what you got to fight for. But once you've received the inheritance, you ain't got to fight for it. It's handed to you from your father. And that's what the hell is supposed to go on with us. We're supposed to have our inheritance, not fight in another man's kingdom for our inheritance. That makes sense to you? That don't make sense to me. You fighting in another man's kingdom for every little crumb that you get that ain't even your inheritance. And that's what he was loved. But let me finish it. Go ahead. Salaki, I'm a little long-winded on it.
Honorable Khan, sir. And in the eyes of his servants.
And in the eyes of his servants. Meaning not only does Pharaoh hate us, but his servants, his Congress, his senates, his military leaders, they hating us also, which is what happens when you stir up a lot. You stir up a lot, then all the Edomites hate you. They all mad at you then. Not just the top ones, but all of them mad. That's why you got the Karens out there. That's why you got all these Edomites mad as hell. Because why? We've stirred them up. Because we've said, our people should return back to the Lord, which nobody wants. Even John Lewis didn't want. Even though he claimed Christianity like everybody else. Martin Luther King claimed to be a Baptist preacher, did he not? But he was leading us into the house with America. He was really an American preacher. He wasn't preaching for Christ's kingdom. He was preaching for America's kingdom. That's who he was preaching for. He was pushing for a kingdom that was not our own. And brother, it behooves us to know the difference. It behooves us to know the difference between a man pushing for our kingdom and a man pushing for Esau's kingdom.
That's right, sir.
Black or white. Like you said, my general, it was so much betrayal that they turned around and was voting for the very law to stop black people from bringing those things in. And that's because why? Like any whore, they're getting paid. Getting paid to hoe. Finish it up.
Colin McCon, sir. To put a sword in their hand to slay us. Verse 22.
Meaning you're going to anger them and put them in the position to kill us. And think about something else if I could. If you're supposed to be standing up for black people, but really you can only stand up for black people as long as the people you standing up with ain't angry enough to kill you. You in bad shape. How you going to stand up and say you're going to fight for black people, Latinos, and Native Indians, but long as you don't piss off the slave master enough where he going to kill you. So they openly admitting that we're loved by the slave master. We're the leaders. We loved by the slave master, but you're going to make the slave master hate us, and that's bad. Please.
Well, Commanding General Yahanna is bringing out, I don't know if a lot of people that watch Commanding General Yahanna are voters, but he's describing why voting is a giant waste of time, and voting can never work. Because anytime you have a win politically, it will cost you a loss, because you can never actually win with voting, because it will make white people upset and they will make you pay for any success that you have. Those statues that Black Lives Matter were fighting to get taken down all across the country of Confederate generals and Robert E. Lee. Those statues went up after black people won civil rights in 1969.
Damn.
Not 1869. They went up because when black people got the right to vote, you had to praise Robert E. Lee in a statue. You had to put a statue up, because if not, the South would have continued the Civil War.
Yes, they would have.
The South would have never capitulated unless they knew that after the Civil War, we could have Jim Crow law. Jim Crow laws saved your black ass life. Because if the South was told you can't oppress black people in the South, which is what they were told in the beginning during Reconstruction, you know what happened after that? The Ku Klux Klan was when black people were governors and congressmen and had airports and had businesses. The Klan started. Then the white people from the North said, you can have Jim Crow laws. Man, if not for Jim Crow laws, they would have just continued fighting the Civil War. You cannot win in politics because white people can never feel like they're losing prestige.
Right.
They have to always feel like they're the main character in the movie. They have to. You had Barack Obama, which caused Donald Trump.
Yes,
he's a direct cause.
Yes, he is.
You had Barack Obama. You had Barack Obama, which caused the end to affirmative action. That's why affirmative action ended. So we got a story here tonight where 2 days after the affirmative action decision came down, diversity, you know that, what's that job called? Diversity, people that you hire a black person to make sure they hire other black people.
Right.
Diversity
culture,
enforcement.
right.
They fired all of them.
Damn.
They fired all of them days after the affirmative action decision, because that is what happens when you try to vote.
Yes.
When you get a black president, when you take down statues. You can't win because white people can never feel like they're losing prestige. So let me make it very simple for you, if I could.
Come on, please.
If you want to win politically in America, while you win, you're going to have to give white people something that says they're still better than you.
Yes.
You'll have to think of something that says, I know we have better neighborhoods now, but black people now will bow to you every day. God damn it, sir. I forgot about this story. Should I? This is going to make my head hurt if I tell you. I might wait, because this is going to make my head hurt. Damn. Tell me if you want me to do it, sir.
I hate that. I hate that. I got to hear it. I got to know this one.
I sent this to you, Darian. Okay, I'm watching, the Governor DeSantis decision,
Right.
Black history, and this story about the Jason Aldean Country Music Center.
Right.
And it starts to jog my memory to when my grandmother told me that there were laugh barrels in her town, that she had to stick her face in the barrel.
Wow.
When she was around white people. She told me this as a kid. And I remember being so shocked by it. That story reminded me of something I heard, that Black people were not allowed to eat vanilla ice cream.
Come on, man.
And I said to myself, I'm talking to one of my ribs today, and I said, I'm prepared to come out of class. I remember some story about Black people kidney. I said, that can't be true. I told this to my rib, Tazalaya. I said, that got to be some bullshit. It can't. There is no way that Black people could not eat vanilla ice cream, because they determined that it was like the next thing you're going to want a white woman. I told Tazalaya, I'm not going to teach on it because there's no way. And Tazalaya said, if they didn't let you smile in front of them, then why is that far-fetched?
Damn. Big up Tazalaya.
I got Alexa in every room.
Yeah. You asked Alexa, and Alexa gave it up.
Black people couldn't eat vanilla. Damn. That's why you can't vote. They couldn't have white ice cream. I want to leave. Why are you doing anything to assimilate?
Right.
They couldn't. Black people during the Jim Crow era were not allowed to eat vanilla ice cream. You know what they invented? Butter pecan and chocolate.
No way, man.
And Black people started to eat butter pecan because they had pecans and they had chocolate ice cream.
Damn.
Because they wouldn't let you lick a white cone. You died? Did I send you that today? Just don't even do it.
Please, this is historic. This right here, I don't think this has ever been brought out since the internet been set up. This right here is historic, what you bringing out right here. I'm going to come back to you. Go ahead, you die. No, I'm going to let you die. I was telling the car, I'll come back to you. Go ahead, you die.
It says Black people were denied vanilla ice cream in the Jim Crow South, except on Independence Day.
So-called day you free. The so-called one day you're gonna have.
No, not the day you free. The day America.
Shalom.
Not the day we got free.
They give you white ice cream during that day.
Damn.
Can't lick that. Any more?
A little bit more of the article, sir.
Yeah.
Please.
Khan. By custom, rather by law, Black folks were best off if they weren't caught eating vanilla ice cream in the public in the Jim Crow South.
Amazing. You couldn't be caught eating. The level of terror that you have to be put under for you to be afraid to eat vanilla ice cream out is just insanity. Like it's amazing that brothers in the South even wake up to the truth. It's amazing. And when they wake up to the truth, they like them Kahuntum yards and Yatazas and them cats down there, they not having it. Damn. Like they know this history. That's crazy.
And remember, for my 25, 30 years in the truth, you Christian told us we couldn't talk about slavery.
That's right.
We couldn't bring it up.
That's right.
We were evil and we were racist.
That was in the past.
That was in the past. Slavery was in the past. And then today, the governor in Florida says slavery was good. It benefited you. And Jason Aldean makes a song in front of a courthouse where there was a race massacre where they burned down 3 AME churches and lynched the 18-year-old boy and said, you can't do it in this small town. It is the #1 song in America today. And we couldn't eat ice cream. Somehow, like, what is in the mind of white people? Their psyche is so fragile. They're so threatened, Doc, that really, I don't know if black people get it. Like, they have to feel like, I'm the #1 character. Life is about me. Everything serves me. And if you win a little, You better give them something. You better stop eating that effing ice cream.
That's right.
You better do something, because if they think that you might be winning, they're going to kill all of us.
That's right.
So in essence, politics is all right, we'll integrate the schools. Mm-hmm. We'll sit on the front of the bus. You will get to kill us with the cops. The cops can unalive us. The cops can shoot us.
Right.
When they get in a bad mood. Yeah. And it's almost a trade-off. Like, we're in public schools.
Yeah.
We're integrated in society.
Yeah.
And the cops get to shoot us if we run.
That's it.
You better give them something.
Yeah, you got to be a trade-off.
It has to be. Because as they see you eating ice cream, they are threatened by it. It's almost sexual about the story. Will talk. It's like a sexual thing. Like, if you like licking this white cone, you must want a white woman. You can never let nobody kill you over eating out your vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, because you might want one of their women.
Yeah.
Which is, and let me tell you, the Orientals, they learned it. They learned that lesson. That whole, thank you. It ain't because that's how they really feel. No. They just learn how to placate to this monster. Go ahead, General.
This was years ago, General. I saw an episode of South Park.
Okay.
And it was going into the Asians in America.
Mm-hmm.
And every time the Americans did something, the Chinese would want to get over on them. So they would say, and this is a cartoon, but it's real political sometimes. Right. And the Asians would say, Mister, okay, you have very big penis, and you got it, you have very big penis. Meaning the point in the show was whatever the Asians wanted when they dealt with our oppressor, white people, Americans, they had to compliment them to be better than themselves to get what they wanted. So they would always bow. And the theme of this show was, your penis so bigger than mine. Mine's so very small. Do this. Then they think, you know what? Okay, go ahead. Let's give it to the Asians. And that was the topic of the show.
And listen, even though it might have been a cartoon, they was telling the truth. Like they understood that them Asians understood if you want anything, like that's why they ain't a dry cleaner robbery in 50 years. Because everybody go in there and think, one, they ain't making no money, which they making a fortune. Number two, because they so humble about it. Yeah. So thank you very much. Mm-hmm. So all that while they getting rich, and only because they don't placate to this beast. And it made this beast feel, just like you said, like he's somebody great. They know how to stroke the ego of the slave master. The problem is you did that for hundreds of years in chains. Yep. And was still abused even after you did that, to where it got to a point where you decided, we just can't do this no more. Like Martin Luther King groveled at Esau. Yeah. I mean, he went to the ultimate level of groveling. Do you see them black women that get beat up by them grown ass strapping cop? And back then, you couldn't be a cop if you was less than 6 feet tall. So grown strapping cops with nightsticks beating up black women. 120, 130-pound black women, beating them up, sicking dogs on them, blasting water hoses on them, all that. That's how brutal they was and how humble black people took it, and they still murdered him. They still got rid of him. And once again, your spirit doesn't run out of it. And that's exactly what Moses went through. Like Moses was trying to say, it's time to stop just placating to these people and let's go help ourselves. Let's go build ourselves. Let's build brotherhood between brothers. Let's break the bonds of the mindset of this place. And if we do, it's going to be hell to pay. But we're going to raise our people up. And that's exactly what happened. And of course, when you go back and read the biblical story, the inevitability happened, which was we had to separate from them. We had to go back to the very city that we set up Goshen, known by the Greeks as Avaris, known today as Southern Cairo or Northern Cairo. Like we had to go right back to that same city and reestablish ourselves separate from them, because it was the only way we was going to be able to survive in this kingdom. And sure enough, and I keep saying I'm going to bring these letters in, but I'm going to bring these letters in from them Egyptians, because them letters from them Egyptians sound exactly like letters that come from the Republican Party today, about us and our condition and what they want to do with us. Like that is a heavy story. You could not eat ice cream. And then we got to not be mad at them. We got to kiss. Wait a minute. We couldn't eat vanilla ice cream and we got to be nicer to them.
Right. We got to seek inclusion, which they never seek inclusion. Go ahead, Nikai Salaki, real quick. How's getting with that thing?
General Muhammad's bringing out is very heavy, and the crazy part is, remember, they used to have the nigga love watermelon ha 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 for the ice cream truck song. So when you just work that out, I'm like, dang.
And still, women used to. It's still Mr. Softy still. And that same slave song is still being played today on Mr. Softy ice cream truck. Hold on. That's right. Yes, that's it. And that's where the vanilla ice cream is.
You know, all this time I never knew that was a goddamn slave song.
Yes. That was in the movie. What's the name of the movie that the Klan made? Something of America, something.
Oh God!
What's it called?
No, something like
Pride of America or something like that. Birth of a Nation. The birth of the Mr. Softy song is in Birth of a Nation. It's in the movie. While they going to lynch somebody, the Mr. Softy song playing in the damn movie.
I might not ever eat ice cream ever.
You know what I'm saying?
I might be done with ice cream. Hell no.
Every time I hear, and I look at that Mr. Softy truck, I say, do they know? I know they don't know now because Black Latinos running the trucks now. The truck's all broken down now and all that. You know who got it now. So you understand? But the thought of it still being played, and listen, and they damn near can't stop playing it because that's the only way your kids know and you know that it's the ice cream truck. Like if they change the song, somebody gonna just think somebody playing music outside. So they got to keep the slave song so your kids and you will always know it's the ice cream truck. That's the only way you know. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
You know, and they want to say that slavery now benefited us. It changed the whole narrative.
That we learned job skills.
I ain't read Babylon and Timbuktu, I guess. Before we got here.
And I mean, when we went down south, you know, and saw that plantation, them brothers had to build their own housing themselves. They had to build their own houses. They had everything they did. They had to do it. They had to grow those crops. And the amazing part was they had to build everything necessary to do it. Like to use the mule, they had to hand build. What's that? That thing called that they used plow. I think the plow. That thing that they have on the back of the animal plow. The plow. Like they had to figure out how to build a plow. Like that plow that you see in them old pictures, we had to design that plow. And once again, when you go back and check the Egyptian records, we were the ones who created all the tools necessary for the Egyptians to farm. We created the wheel in Egypt. Egypt didn't have no wheel. They didn't even have chariots. Forget about it. When we came, that's when they got chariots and got wheels. Same with the plows. When you go down there and see, even the barns that the animals was in, we had to hand build them. I mean, hand hewn. And you know, you want to hear something crazy? This is some crazy mess, right? I walked up in this real expensive building downtown, right? Real high-tech architecture, right? And I noticed something in the building. I noticed that it had giant, beautiful, giant wooden pillars going up in the building. And the wooden pillars were like hacked. And then it dawned on me. This is the same technique that the brothers used in slavery to build these barns. They putting them in high-rise buildings as art decoration and designs. When it's the same work that them brothers did with a hand tool and an axe to cut them beams down. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. So we had to do all of that. And of course, they act like we learned something. Please,
Maya. So I read Amanabab's comment here, Slock. I was thinking the same thing of how, you know, Esau brought us over here to slavery because of the skills they knew we had.
Yeah,
Like they would bring us over there because some of us was good at rice. They would put in different sections of America because of the skills that they knew we had. We had a reputation of being skilled in various different things, even while hiding in Africa, throughout our history. So they know when they brought us here, we were skilled. You understand? Right. They didn't add anything to us. So
if I could just add just a pinch, I'm coming to you now. And that is that they went and got us from certain parts of Africa specifically for certain skills. Yep. Like if they wanted rice harvesters, they went to a certain area where they knew these people harvested rice. So they went and took us from that area. Or if they wanted somebody who could grow greens, they would go to that area and harvest that person. And then when you got to the auction block, that was part of the selling point. Got a little nigga here, 5'10", looking strong, good teeth, down there, good for breeding, got big balls, good for breeding, also skilled in how to, farm vegetables and, grow peach trees. They're 35, 5, 40, 44, 45, 50 sold to Mr. Jones for $50. It was hell. Yeah. So they've got us based on them damn skills. Salakia. Please,
you want to say something, Maya? I was done, sir. Please, if I could. What Commanding General Yahanna is trying to break, the chain he's breaking, is so old. And by now, like the ice cream song, it's kind of built into our psyche. Can I show you one thing, sir? Put that phrase up on the screen that I just gave you, Dyer. This is so Judite or black. You ever heard this? This is the phrase in black unions in America today. There is honor in every job. This is the slogan for black unions today. Let me give you another phrase. He got a job. Do you have a job? Are you working? Oh, he's working. You know so-and-so has a job. You know you need a job. You know they never ask you, how much does that job pay? Right now in Hollywood, screen actors and actors who had jobs quit their jobs and walked off for money. When you're black, this is how deep the programming is. You feel dishonorable unless you have a job. Yep. When people strike who have effing jobs, they're working, but they're not getting paid what they deserve. We as black people, we feel like we don't have self-worth unless we have a job. Right. Regardless of how much it pays. That's right. When unions strike because Netflix is not giving them what they should get, the streaming companies are not giving them what they should get. They have a job, but the thing gotta pay. That's right. When you're black, you feel like you have a low self-esteem unless you have a job. The March on Washington that we all call the I Have a Dream March was the march for jobs and freedom, because you have to have a job. Unions don't think like that. Right. The FOP does not think like that. The Teamsters, UPS is about to go on strike. And I don't know what my wife's going to do. Brother, we're going to be in there starving and naked. Because that nigga know my name, come to the house, know him, he know me, everything. And he laugh when he come there every day. UPS goes on, the Teamsters go on strike. Listen, I guess we going back to the Stone Age. Right. I mean, why? They have jobs. Right. But they're not getting enough. That's right. Jobs are not to fulfill your grandmama's self-esteem. Right. Jobs are for money. That's right. There is honor in making what you should get. That's right. On a job, on getting a fair wage, on getting a wage that's beneficial to you, even if it hurts your boss. That's right. Even if it hurts your supervisor. Or else, why is there a labor movement in America when all we care about is black people getting jobs? That's right. Why are the actors on strike? Actors, now, they striking. They live in effing Hollywood. That's right. They live in Hollywood. Making big money. Making big money, but they should get more. Right. Netflix ain't paying them. The mother, them big old studios. They ain't getting all of it. Right. They should get more. But we from the time I was a 13-year-old. You need a job. Why? For self-esteem.
Yep.
Just so you can say, what does a woman ask another woman about her man? Does he have a job?
Yep.
The bitch don't even ask, what is it? Or how much does he make? Or the money is irrelevant. Because if you don't have one, you're nothing.
Yep.
Well, how do you strike then? You can't strike.
Because you're going to be without a job.
Because you don't have a job. It's so built into us that we can't even fight for a better opportunity, because that would mean you would have to risk your job. Well, the actors and UPS and the Teamsters and the police union and the every effing union that has ever existed didn't think having a job was good enough.
That's right.
They decided we need to get a bigger portion of the money.
Yep.
And that's why you're off on Sunday.
That's it.
Otherwise, you would work 7 days a goddamn week.
You'd have to work every day.
You work 100 hours instead of 40. If people didn't say a job ain't enough, it's not enough to just say, do you have a job? He working. He working, Gloria. Yes, he is work. Oh, he working. Is he working? He's work. Oh, he's working. That means he's a human because he's working. The unions didn't think working was enough. They want some money. So lock you, sir.
I know I keep going back to it.
Please.
But I got to say it. The first union striker was Moses.
Come on with it.
Moses.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Moses went to Pharaoh and said, let the people go. Pharaoh pushed back against the first union ever and said, now you're going to work for even less. We're going to make brick without straw. And it cost him the entire kingdom. The whole Egyptian kingdom fell because Moses gathered the people together and said, let them go serve the Lord because you ain't taking care of them properly. And they're not supposed to be up under you. Moses had the ear of the people, and because he had the ear of the people, he was able to tell them, we're going to leave up out of here 3 days in the wilderness. And Pharaoh knew that meant he was going to lose billions. So he turned around and said, now you got to make brick without straw. And Moses had to go back to the people and say, look, this is what he's doing, but this is what we're going to do. Like that was what Moses was doing. He was like the Teamsters or anybody else. You know what I mean? And you wasn't breaking them union lines. That's not the ones that Moses had. And everybody had to come in. And because of it, we ended up with a kingdom of our own. Because they stood up against that madness. So what you saying is so right. Give it up, gentlemen. That's so right. You know, man.
Sir?
Yeah. No, yeah, Haas. Come on with it.
Oh shit, come on, okay. Well, something I want to bring up before we get into the whole thing. I know we're going to talk about it.
What are we about to talk about?
General Muhammad sent me a clip, but before we get that clip, I want to bring up something real fast. I sent you a tape. I sent it to you last week. It's like a little clip on WhatsApp, right? About Nate. I just want to bring this up. I want to say this to everybody, right? Like you can't give yourself, what we was taught, from the beginning of the school, give yourself rank. Yeah, they got to be given to you by the men above you, right? And for a very long time, people were talking about the I.S.U.P.K and our rank structure, right, sir? How it is wrong, how we should be having it. It was wrong in the past, it's wrong now. But if it was wrong then, and if it's wrong now, why are you now mimicking what we do? I don't get that part there. You get that part there? Like what you upheld and what you held. Give me the scripture in the Bible, Dyer. I'm going to say is either Philippians where it says to honor the men that came before you. Right? Give me that scripture right there. And Mariah, give me that thing I sent you on WhatsApp where it says the general bishop. Right? Because for a long time, these cats were talking about how it was wrong of us to be hold on to this rank, right? Ain't nobody to the Muhammad and say, well, the rank this and the rank that, and that's wrong, and this, that, and other. Well, now we see that these cats that been saying that are full of sugar, honey, iced tea. Yeah, I mean, very sweet sugar, honey, iced tea. Did you find them, Rob? Man, please put it up on the screen. You got the scripture I'm looking for? Most High in Christ. It says, honor the men that come before you, the thing they was taught, whether by our word or epistle. All right? It's either in Philippians or Ephesians, I believe. You got it?
Stand fast.
And hold the traditions that thou was taught. Yes, I want that scripture right there, please. Please. And then we're going to get into one where Nate was mocking Christ. Mariah, you got it? Can you put it on the screen, please? Now, this here has got to be the most, I understand. I understand how you can do this here because all it is showing that you're a bunch of hypocrites. All right? While Mariah getting that, give me the scripture here, Diane, real fast. Come on.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 15.
That's what I'm looking for. Go one above it.
Sir. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 14.
Come on.
Whereunto he called you by our gospel.
Go ahead.
To the obtaining of the glory of our Lord Yahawashi Mashiach.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. Therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the traditions.
Do what? Stand fast means stand strong. And it says hold the traditions. What traditions are they talking about? The thing that was handed down in I.S.U.P.K. The thing that was handed down by the 7 hands, given to Commander General YAHANNA, given to us, and now we give it to a younger generation. Those traditions, that rank structure that we had in the I.S.U.P.K., those are the things that was handed down, and which we hold them to the day. Continue.
Sir, which ye have been taught, whether by word or our epistle.
Whether by what?
By word or our epistle.
Either by the truth or by what was told or taught to us. This rank structure came down from the 7 heads. Came down to Commander General YAHANNA, who imparted it on us, and we give it to the younger generation. And these cats here said that they was wrong for this. Put it back on the screen, brother.
Yeah, come on.
Put it back on the screen. Said that we was wrong for this here. Make that big so everybody can see. So now all of a sudden, they got a general bishop. I thought they didn't believe in general, sir. I remember them talking about us and something. Or here's the new thing they say about us. Oh, we the refurbished version. Well, if we the refurbished version, why in the hell are you now mocking and copying us, saying you got a general bishop? I thought he was just the bishop. I thought I didn't believe in this stuff here. Well, here we go. You're going to find out, man, that all that stuff is fallacies and lies. We didn't see this before, man. And the group before that was doing that, they disappeared. What are they going to disappear to? Give me some more of the scripture, brother.
Sir. Verse 16. Now our Lord Yahawashi Mashiach himself and God, even our...
Stop right there. Stop right there. All right? Now, with that being said, Mariah, I gave you another one, right? This one here is the one where Nate is mocking the death of Christ. And General Muhammad, sir, when you say this to me, I couldn't believe it. I saw it, I could not believe it. You know what I mean? It's rough. This is the cat y'all worship and y'all want to look at like y'all know something, or the purple is so great and they so good and they deacons and bishops know so much. They got so much deep scripture breakdowns. Okay, I hear you.
Now, this cat is a slime ball.
Yeah.
He sure is.
Not only is he a slime ball, but he has no morals. He could care less. He has no morals. And to be in this work after all the church did, and to take on a no moral position like that, and this is a foul ass. I see why the Lord cursed him and had him get jacked up, because this is a foul ass dude.
Yeah, right there.
You know right there. Not to mention what he's doing for law enforcement against black people.
Mm-hmm. Just get it prepped. You got to let me know when you're ready. You get it, let me know when it's ready. All right, take it back to the beginning with that cat talking about it.
That Jesus died on the cross for our sins has tremendous value.
Oh my!
Hey, this man just literally,
brother,
Mariah, go back.
Amazing.
Mariah, go back. Play it again.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Amazingly evil.
And it's crazy because the announcer, whoever interviewed him, is saying that Christ died for our sins, right? He went on the cross, died for our sins, and he's mocking it.
Mm.
It's the same thing when they had that image of Christ, and it was him. Yeah. Remember that back in the day, Jitto? Yeah, they made the image of Christ, and it really was of him, and they had to get rid of that image. You know what I mean?
The sexy, that's the sexy Jesus.
Yeah.
That's sexy Jesus.
Yeah, sexy Jesus.
That's it.
Well, now, y'all hollering about y'all bishops and y'all deacons and leaders, and they something special, right? Well, here's what they think about Christ. Here's what his whole mindset is on Christ.
And Haas, it has to be some purple pig in the chat room. couldn't they just explain what the hell that was? I just want to understand, what in the hell did he do that for? What was in his mind? Why did he? How do you, if you a purple pig, how do you explain that to yourself? Or are you just as immoral as Nasty Nate is?
You know, I think to be honest, sir, I think they're all immoral.
Like Christians,
yeah, just like Christianity, you know. Like this here is nothing that's, you know, that's biblical. This is, I mean, it's biblical in the sense that they you know, they Pharisees and Sadducees and they liars, and you know, the Lord will destroy them. But the fact that you can take it upon yourself and just to do this here, you know what I mean? And you know, to do it, like to even do it, it's like a, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word I'm looking for. I can't get it in my brain right now. It's a Esau usually in their court term like it's a misjudgment of character, or what the hell? What's the word I'm looking for?
And they do, meaning they do it in. Oh shit! I don't know.
I can't think of it right now. But let's play it again, Mariah. Let's play it again. I'm gonna say it again.
Remembering that Jesus died on the cross for our sins has tremendous value.
Hey, this man just literally made fun of our king.
How's I wonder if this
YAHANNA.
He is Jesus. Like when he did that just now, and remember, he made a picture of himself all oily chested and told everyone that his image was the image of Jesus Christ.
Hey, this man just
I wonder if because the cat mentioned Jesus, he went, I'm Jesus. I wonder if he thinks he like a real straight up psychopath. I wonder, purple pigs, tell me now, does he think he made a picture of himself and told all of you he was Jesus? Does he really believe it, like Jesus died on the cross, I'm Jesus, and then snapped out of it? Does he think he is Jesus? You in there with him.
Keep that log on the screen, right?
Play it one more time if you don't mind. Because it is the weirdest thing I damn near ever said. Right there. That's it right there, Marad. Right there. Make it nice and big. Like, what is he doing that for?
Like this is a real sick dude. And not only is he sick, but this cat here is, not only is he sick, but this cat here is like a lot of people that come out of church. Church teaches you to have no morals when it comes to Christ. Like I never went to church. My family never went to church. Okay, my first rib, she went to church. That was my first experience, you know, following her being young. And I went to church, and I really got to see the difference between people that went to church and people that didn't. And I was so shocked because, of course, since I have never been to church, to me, it was like I was going to do something holy now. You know, in my ignorance, I wanted to going now, you know, taking something. So I'm trying to remember everything I ever saw on TV. Don't curse in church. Don't, you know, I'm trying to, you know, I'm looking at myself like I'm immoral. And I'm trying to go in here and be morally right. And then I got in there and I noticed, out of everything that I saw, what I noticed out of church is that I don't know if it's from coming up young in church or just how foul the preacher is, but you learn to not have any fear of the Lord. Like, you don't take him serious.
That's it.
You don't respect him as you know, a power. And what I noticed with him is the same thing. Like, this cat don't have any moral compass. He don't have any, we shouldn't do this because this will be against the Father.
Yeah.
He don't care about anything like that, which is why it's like anything. It's like a joke. Yeah, you know, whatever the hell he did. And I think he made the death sound, like the play it again, Marah. I think he made the death sound. Like, he can do that because you don't care. You don't respect Christ. It's just a story and a joke to you. Like, this cat here, this is a real sick dude and was horribly molested in that church.
Oh, yeah.
Had a mama or grandmother or somebody that beat his ass going to church and abused him, which is also why he became a police officer. Became a police officer was going to be the only way he was going to get revenge for this molestation, for the humiliation, for the beating of his spirit down. He's a sick dude, and he should have never, and he even knows he should have never embarked on trying to be over anybody and create an organization, but he had such a lust, like a lot of cats do, have such a lust for some religious power. Meanwhile, he should never have been in it. Play it one more time. I think you're going to hear the sound.
Remembering that Jesus died on the cross for our sins has tremendous value.
Oh, no, my bad.
Hey, this man just literally
made the sound with it, but he didn't.
Smiled afterwards. Like,
Yeah, because to him it's a joke. It's not.
just literally, hey, this man just literally made fun of our king.
Wait, take it back. We'll ride back to this.
who's the brother that caught it? The UPK brother that caught it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what brother. It says I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky. but I'm
He
not
caught
sure.
that.
Big shout out to I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky.
Caught that shit.
And I try to think of something that you know similar that could mock. It's hard. Like, okay, the only thing I come up with if somebody's giving a speech about the Titanic, maybe they say so many people died that night, so many people drowned and had to wait in the cold water and drown. Somebody go bloop bloop bloop. You know what I'm saying?
And that's rare.
That's it.
That's rare for somebody to go
Yes.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
About people in the Titanic dying.
Yeah.
Or 9/11, you know, the planes hit the towers, you know, crash. That is rare for someone to mock the 9/11. This cat feels nothing about the suffering our king undertook for us. It's like it doesn't matter, and it's like a story that it doesn't matter.
It's not even really
It's
real.
not even real. That's how he acts, like it's not
even really real.
And General, if I could, so like this here, right? Like we've seen this before. You know what I mean? Like what he doing? Like y'all think that the purple catch and something. But yo, we done seen this before. And we've seen the outcome. You understand? This is like how he started his own group. Everything that was originally taught, he changed all the doctrine and philosophy that was originally taught from One West. He changed it to fit his narrative. We've seen this before. Yeah. Like you see him doing what he's doing right now. He the sexy Jesus and he mocking Christ. This was done before. The red and white cats did it too. With Tazadaki, he was a so-called comforter. And he went and changed everything that was taught to him in the school and said that the thing that was taught by Hebrews, Ariel, all that was wrong and went by his own doctrine. And what happened to them? What happened to them? The Lord punished them. And they disappeared.
Let me add something, if I could, Howard. What you're saying is so important in this. So important. In that a lot of you brothers out there watch them with the marching and all that, and you admire them. Mm-hmm. You look at them like they are doing it. Like, look at them. And you don't look at the fact that he brought in Hamites, that he changed all the doctrine of the Lord. You don't look at that because all you care about is the same thing. You like them groupies around them rappers. All you care about is your chance to shine. And you hoping by following his program, you're going to shine. Nate changed his whole program when he saw Tazadaki's success. He changed up. He saw what Tazadaki did. He said, yo, that's the way to go. Changed his whole doctrine. Now they fell, and now he's carrying that same demon with that same doctrine. When that is a demon on him, that's a demon on that organization. And those of you that look at it and you admire it and you want to mimic it and you want to be like it, you're going to take on that demon and get yourself destroyed too. And brother, listen, there's brothers out there right now. General Muhammad just ran into one today. Yeah. There's brothers out there right now that spent 20, 30 years in a lie like this. And they walking around now like Israelite is an evil thing. Don't believe them. They lie because you sat in a lie for all those years. All them brothers and sisters, once again, don't nobody tell you this. Them brothers that was in that Jesus Christ church and sisters, they are messed up like you cannot believe. And what I meant to tell you too is this, that same brother, the cops ran him out of that organization in Harlem. That's why he's no longer part. Because after Tazadakia died, they came in and took over and muscled everybody else out that was from back then. They just muscled them out the way, and then now they in charge. Okay, we talking about the Jesus Christ Church, right? Now, you know Tazadakia had his own entourage around him of brothers, you know what I mean? Just like we got generals and all that, you know what I mean? I got the wrong term, entourage.
I know what you mean.
But had people in his crew, right? Well, after he died, those brothers were in charge. And so what was left of the Jesus Christ Church, they were supposed to try to carry it on. But because it was so much undercover sting operation, the minute he was gone, rather than let them go back and rebuild, it was the opportunity of the cops who was in the group to muscle them out the way. And so what they did is they just basically threatened the few of them that was up there who was under Tazadakia, got rid of them, and now they sitting up in there. Like the cats that's sitting in their charge now, who knows who these guys are. But them guys got ran out. And so General Muhammad ran into, we ain't gonna say no names, but General Muhammad ran into one of them today. And his rear. And brother, they are messed up on another level because they spent years in the school. And then when Tazadakia went into that madness, they followed him in it. And they spent 20 years under him. Double ties, all kind of stuff. The same brother that ran into General Muhammad, Tazadakia beat his father up in the office. I mean, physically whooped his father's ass.
Don't that sound familiar?
In the office. That's why you look at them purple cats and all that Bill Street bully and all that. They the same. Yep. They the same demonic group doing the same evil thing. And that's what happened. Once again, I see why the Lord kept me around. I know exactly I know the whole deal. I'm still here. I know the whole deal. He beat his father's ass beat him like a slave in the office. And now this cat, his son, and his wife, you couldn't get them to say a Hebrew word if you put a gun to their head. Because they spent 20 years in there and got destroyed. There's only one truth, and you can't get carried off. If you get carried off and you get played out, you're going to destroy yourself with these lies. And that's what this cat here is doing. This purple pig here, he got Africans in there with you and all that. And I'm going to show you something now. They deleted him. Big shout out to the monitors in here who deleted him. But I want to show you one little cyber thing that they pulled in here real quick. A few minutes ago, before they deleted him, they had somebody in here called Stealth 2017. And show you how these purple pigs operate. The first thing he said was, GOCC is the truth. Ricard always talks good about all of y'all brothers, right? That was to throw you off, to make you think it was GOCC.
That's correct.
Then further down, he jumped back in and made another comment and said, you brothers would have a lot more members if you, what was it he said? Oh man, if somebody remember, let me know. But he said something generic, like you'd have a lot more members if you did A, B, and C. So in essence, what he was trying to do was convince us he was GOCC, and then come back and try to criticize us without showing that he was really a purple pig. Like these cops are good.
Insane.
They are good in season. Come on, Nicole.
If I could, sir, a lot of us been that operates our social media departments. A lot of them been coming to our pages, and it was two cats that came the last 2 weeks. And they were just harassing, right, acting like they was regular people in the world. So I told Captain Ariel, I said, I'm gonna call one of them, right? So I had God call me, and then he was like, yeah. So we was talking about the Kentucky situation. He was like, yeah. When we had our speaker, I said, hold on, our? And then he was trying to act like, oh no, no.
Them nasty lover.
On the page, he kept talking about numbers. And I was like, yeah, you are. So
yeah, that's their latest tactic. Because here's what Nate does know. Like, see, Nate knows our numbers match their numbers.
That's right.
He also knows that if we wanted to, we could do what he's doing. But we not carnal. He knows that. He ain't stupid. They watching, they coming to our camps, they shadowing us. We put up a billboard in Chicago about the World War III lecture. They did a march in Chicago the very week. This week, I'm getting ready to go to Chicago to actually do the lecture. Nate came out with a tape this morning about the World War III. Like this morning, he came out with it. Like they are totally, and because they're working for other people, they are totally shadowing us and coming back and forth with us. And so their philosophy, their way to battle now, this is how you know most of the time is them. The minute you hear them say something like, you need to talk about us to get numbers. You need to mention us to get numbers. When you hear them say that, then you know they playing the game because they know our number. Yeah. And this started after the Passover. They saw how big we got, and it is a problem because their bosses probably told them, look, man, these cats is still growing very fast. You got to get in there and do something, which is why they try to do what they did to the KC4. Big shout out to the KC4 for holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Because they know how great and powerful we keep growing. So they keep jumping in the comments, putting that in, trying to change the narrative. When if it was really somebody who was examining it, the first thing they'd ask is, what is this beef all about? Then we show them the proof, and then some people would not side with us, but some people would side with us. And then you would know, okay, that's normal. But they always side against us, and never mention what they did. Like they act like they're a neutral person, but they also act like they never saw any of the tapes we brought out on the things that they did, which is how you know it's them. You understand? And let me tell you something. This whole thing with you purple cops, you being revealed, you have no idea how personally I love what's going on. Like, I know brothers love it too, but you don't know how much I personally love it. And here's why. Because I watched the destruction that you did back in the 90s on Good Brothers. I watched you play the psychological games and create the divisions that you did. And I got bad news for you. Your psychological games and divisions are why I built a brotherhood like I did, starting with these generals. There you go. That's what, like, you helped me a ton. I saw the conflict, and I made sure that we was not going to have that when we start to fix this thing up right. And sure enough, through the grace and mercy of the Lord, our King Yahushua, we did not establish that. They up in there swindling people, having to throw their generals out, got generals running schemes on cats, committing violence, members murdering sisters.
Having sex with the same woman.
You understand? God knows how much homosexuality going on in there. You understand? Like, you doing all of that because that's what you did in all them other groups. That's what you did to destroy all them other. And every one of them groups had good brothers in there that you broke apart and had them carried off into some fake Israelite group, and they spent their life in a fake group until the group got destroyed by the hand of the Lord. That's what you did. And so seeing you all get exposed, once again, big shout out to the Golgabah and the KC4. Officer Malak and all them brothers, good-hearted brothers, man. And because they stood their ground, all your dirt hit the street. And now we see everything about you. Y'all getting shot at, all that. You understand? Because you're a disgusting, filthy, piece of garbage. And listen, and you won't be here tomorrow. So, y'all.
If I could, I just want to back you up a taste if I could. As Commanding General Yahanna knows, I don't believe in anything. I let Commanding General Yahanna tell me what I believe in. Well, the I.U.I.C. is a COINTELPRO organization.
Yes.
And that is not a conspiracy theory. Can I show you the proof up here on the internet?
Please.
As many of you know, if you're in the U.P.K. for a long time, the FBI was hounding us 4 years ago, like I can't describe to you.
Right.
I told Commander General Yohanna, I'm on a plane. A white man got on the plane, got in front of my aisle, and gave the stewardess my slave name. Said it right in front of me. 2 seats. I said, he said my slave name.
Dang.
I stared at him like this. He did not turn around. He said my slave name. The FBI came to Tazariak's house, came to LeBun's house, came to the brother Minnesota's house. The FBI brother were all over us.
What?
Well,
listen, came to see me right out front of the school.
Jesus, came to see Commander Juliana in front of the school.
In front of the school.
Came to see Katham.
Call me by my slave name as I'm coming into school.
Saw Mayak and said his slave name. Well, this is why that happened. Because the FBI decided that they were going to stop the Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
Well, time has went by. The Freedom of Information Act has opened up.
Oh, boy.
And here's what you can see on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead and put it up there if you don't mind.
Come on with it.
Shout out to Officer Yediah, who's a lawyer in he find out. He go and find Ibadja goes and finds every nasty thing from the government. And this is why me personally, I just hate Donald Trump because I blame him for all of this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But of course, it started with Obama when we were on that magazine.
Yes, it did.
When doing the
that
Obama
Extremist magazine. Big shout out to Captain Shapar Napash.
Captain Shapar Napash. We were in that Extremist magazine. Which is when it started, which is coincidentally when the IUIC was started in 2006. Right. And then Donald Trump came and just went to sought to wipe the U.P.K. out.
That's right.
Here it is, right here. Go ahead.
Yes, have
play it. And
can I just say one thing as you going into it? And that's why we stay on this, because this is finally the opportunity to expose how they tried to come at this UPK. Damn near since its inception, since the 90s, they decided we're going to get rid of them, we're going to wipe them out. And the Lord, through mercy, still outsmarted them and moved around them. And that's also why every brother in the UPK do not commit no crimes. Don't be no criminal, not even a petty crime. No. Don't jump the turnstile. No. You understand? Call somebody and get turnstile money. Yes. You understand? Don't do nothing. You need a trans pass? Call the school. You understand? You need your cell phone, call the school. We can't do everything, but Lord knows we will try. And in the future, you won't never have to commit a crime. We keep building the Lord's work. You ain't never going to have to commit a crime. And because they itching for you to do that right now, coming to you right now, General, right now in Florida, they have prisons in Florida filled with Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew Israelites from them fake groups with them cats calling themselves gods. They was committing so many crimes that when they finally moved on them, they went and found so much criminal activity, they locked up everybody in their groups that was doing crime, selling drugs, do same thing IUIC. Tons of them is getting ready to go to prison now for assaults, possibly murders, rapes, all kinds of things that they doing, thefts, like the one that already went to jail for running a whole scam on that football player. You understand? And the other families, we ain't even get to Kanai yet. Like a ton of them, he already went to jail. Yes, a ton more gonna go to jail, especially under RICO, when all of this stuff comes out. Don't do it, because today's surveillance equipment today is second to none. They got stuff, they can, like I said, I told y'all before, they can look inside your house from a satellite. They don't even have to wire your crib no more. They got GPS, brother. They come right in on your plumbing and they listen to everything in the house, see you, watch you, the kids, the dog. Yeah, you ain't got no privacy. That's a joke. They come in, they put a joint on your water meter box, click, and that joint tell them everything going on in your house. And you can't even read the GPS. Even if you got a reader to read GPS, you cannot read the GPS they use. It's military grade. So don't do it. You don't have to do it. Be wise, man. And when you come in this body, let this be a pure house. You know what I mean? Let this be pure. Don't bring this up in here. So, like, please, real quick.
If that FBI agent wouldn't have said my slave name, I would not have believed it was happening. I called General Yohanna afterwards and I said, I'm going to North Carolina to tear up tail. I'm down here to have sex with beautiful women. And I said, Julie Hunter, why in the hell would you pay someone to fly at one seat in front of me?
Yes.
All the way to North Carolina. I said, well, is he just going to drive back? So I waited to talk to him. I'm sitting there staring at him. I followed him out the airport. And I want to know, and I said, Julian Hunter, why would the FBI pay someone? Julian Hunter said, they got the money, God. Like, yes, I'm thinking like it's a mismanaged, why would you? He got to pay overtime. He on the plane. He ain't doing nothing but sitting on. And he said, yeah, they got the money to follow your dumb ass all the way to North Carolina, jump on a plane coming back.
Yeah, listen, I watched a show the other night where this drug dealer, this cat was selling drugs. And as they were selling drugs, they went to rob some cat in a bar. Just committing crime. Yeah. And as they went, and it was an Edomite, and this is why they went after. And he went in the back door, and the Edomite surprised him, and he shot him. Boom. Dropped the Edomite. They took off. The Edomite died. They knew it was him, but they couldn't prove it. Let me show you how elaborate a scam they ran on this cat. They used an undercover agent, made him be like a cop, had him selling the guy drugs. Now, that wasn't enough because they didn't want to get him on drugs. They wanted to get the murder. So then they start harassing all of his family members and friends. We know he did it. We coming to get him. And he started panicking. He mentions it to the undercover agent. The undercover agent said, you need to go see my boss, man. My boss can get you out of it. He gets on a plane, flies to Canada, lands in some beautiful mansion in the woods, gets off the plane with the drug dealer he doing business with. They come in the big boss's house. He up in the big mansion, cigar. Hey, what's up, man? I heard you've been working good with my man. Heard you got a problem, man. Yeah, man, they coming after me. I don't know what to do. FBI, man, we got good lawyers if you want to fight it, but what you want to do? He said, man, I got to get out of here, man. I got to get out of here. I don't want to mess your man up, but I got to get out of here. He said, well, man, that's a lot, man. What's this all about? The cat comfortable. They done had a drink. He tell this gangster the whole story. He finished, yo, man, I got you, man. In 3 days, I'm going to have my people set you up, fly you out. He gets back on the plane with the other drug dealer, flies from Canada back to the United States, hits ground, gets off the plane. They arrest him for murder. That's how much money they spent. The planes, the mansions, the fake buys. I mean, they spent crazy money because they wanted this cat for murder because they had him for drugs already, but they wanted him for the body because this cat was this Edomite, being an Edomite, and a little bar owner, like a nice guy, had a nice little bar. Family was upset. They spent the money to get him. So they don't care how much money they got to spend if they want you. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you can't be no criminal. Like, I ain't doing nothing criminal. I'm telling you right now. If somebody told you I did something criminal, I ain't doing it. Listen, I'm running right now to go get my inspection on my car. My inspection is up on my car. They told me I got a ticket up here in Upper Darby. My wife said, you got a ticket up in Upper Darby. I said, what? She said, yes, $116. I said, babe, I'm taking care of that tomorrow. I'm not committing no crime because the work of the month, not that I'm scared to. I done grew up in the Bronx. Forget about it. I was walking strapped when it was illegal. I didn't give a damn. But I'm in the truth now. Brothers' lives is on the line. That's right. Camps is on the line. That's right. The work of the Lord is on the line. That's right. And Esau would love to just pick brothers off and destroy you. Don't be no criminal. Salaki, General, I didn't mean to hold you up. Salaki.
What I was going to say before the video, I want to applaud Commander General YAHANNA again because he made brotherhood our foundation and our rock. And that's serious. Yahweh said, no greater love have no man than to give his life for his friend. And in that brotherhood taught us, we anointed priests, and in the I.S.U.P.K, we don't even think about fighting each other. These old wannabe groups, you want to be the teachers of Christ, you want to be the shepherds. They are beating the shit out of each other, man, in these groups, which show you that they ain't the men that Christ set up. Right. The Holy Spirit is in the I.S.U.P.K because of this brotherhood, and we don't fight each other over nothing, man. Over nothing. And listen, and I love all the brothers in I.S.U.P.K, but I know a lot of you already know, because I done said it to you. You will become my enemy if you think to harm one of these brothers in this school, man.
Right.
You fight each other, I'll go to all-out war with you, and Commander Junior Hanna Muhammad gonna have to stop you, because you will become my enemy that I like dead and destroyed. So
and I know them purple pigs on the top of the list.
Got it in one. The other point I was gonna make. Okay, the founder, general and the founder. Oh man,
You said it'll become your enemy.
Slakia. So I just wanted to make it known, and this is a serious thing. We bring up the IUIC and all this crap with them, and all this betrayal and disloyal and how they got agents, and how they are a real pro-intel, code group. That's what they are. We bring it out because it's our job. You understand? It's our job, and we want to warn the IUIC. We want to warn the members, anybody to support them. We want to warn you that you are in danger. You are in danger right now, and not by our hand, by the hand of the Most High. You are in danger. We done seen it before. We done lived through it. We done been through it. And again, Commander Junior Hanna teaches us not to be criminals. Been teaching that since day one. Like you can be a full-out priest and student and disciple of Christ and raise this nation up in the I.S.U.P.K and not break one law of Esau. Yes. You do not have to be a criminal to do this job. You understand? And that's how you know. You know them by their fruits. Yes. You know what they're dealing with by their fruits. And we done brought up all the mess that they do, and all the criminality and all the damn treacherous things they do to Israelites and each other. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So you are in danger, IUIC. You are on notice. It is red alert for you. If you don't believe me, watch what happens.
That's right. Damn right. Damn right, Joe. Damn right.
Can I say one thing? And if you think General Mayock is telling a lie, you better check what happened to them red and white cats. The same thing y'all doing now. Commander Johanna said the same thing about them. Danger coming for the lies you're doing. You better get up out of there, and look what happened. And you found the same blueprint. You don't think it's going to happen again? You done got your warning from Commander Johanna, from General Muhammad, General Mayock. General, you got your warning.
That's right.
You understand? You better get up out of there and stop that filth, man, because the Lord is coming.
And I'm coming back to Muhammad because the COINTELPRO is important. But I would just want to add to what y'all was saying, that you brothers that's in there, stop ignoring what you see happening around you. Stop thinking you can bury your face in the sand and ignore the evil things going on around you. You had better step it up and speak on them things, or you better get the hell up out of that place. And you shouldn't be in there no way with no Hamites, Doc. You shouldn't be in there with no Hamites. They're not the chosen people of the Lord. And Nate could give a damn about who is and who is not an Israelite. You understand? He could give a damn about it. You sitting there with the 12 tribes, and his earnest expectation is to go get Africans. You understand? To chastise, brother, that's the part that just is in my throat all the time. When I saw that tape of them in Boston real quick and saw the way them Hamites was chastising them brothers and sisters who had lost their family members by another Edomite murdering them. And these Hamites is up there. This happening because you sin against the Lord. This happened. Well, why are you Africans starving with flies on your goddamn head? Why are you doing that? You know what I mean? And these Africans is proud as hell, like that Ethiopian that was on Cross the Line, talking that garbage, you understand, on Cross the Line, like, it was all right, for Christ to do something good for them Ethiopians. But then we ain't suffered anything. Like, they are vile, like I can't explain. So it's getting ready to happen, man. It's getting ready to happen. So, Lockie, I mean, let's get to it.
So I just wanted to prove what you're saying right here from the United States government, from the Freedom of Information Act that was released recently. Please read it. You die if you could.
Honorable Concert, Freedom of Information and Privacy Act, subject COINTELPRO, Black extremists.
Oh, yeah. That's it. COINTELPRO, Black extremists, Section 1. Keep going.
Honorable Khan, Section 1, Federal Bureau of Investigation. The best copy obtainable is the included in the reproduction of the documents pages included that are blurred, light to otherwise difficult to read, or the result.
Everyone can go look this up. You can go Google this. Skip down. You ready? Go ahead.
Colonel Khan, sir.
Mm-hmm.
At the title of the Bureau is setting up.
Read every word, you die.
Colonel Khan. At this time, the Bureau is setting up no requirement for status letters to be periodically submitted under this program.
So for those of you that don't know, that means these are agents in the field, but they don't have to write status letters. Like an agent, they got to write a letter every so often to give the status of what they're working on. Yes, right. But they said when you go after these black groups, don't worry about writing up no status, because we don't want no papers floating around and we get exposed that we in there spying on these cats. So don't even write no status papers. So you got cats in there plotting and they ain't even report. And brother, if you go see them old tapes, this I'm gonna get off of that. If you go see them old tapes of what they did to the Black Panthers, they was burning down their buildings out. Yep. You understand? Creating sexual relationships with their wives to break up their family, just like I.U.I.C. do when they pretend to be a woman and catfish your wife on the thing and tell your wife you need to leave him. A man only supposed to have one woman and one man, and the whole one woman thing. And they catfish your wife, and if she dumb and stupid, she'll sit up there and listen to them, and they'll destroy your marriage as a way to come and attack you and break you down. This is what they did. Go ahead, Salaki. I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to jump in, but this was good.
Colonel Khan, it will be incumbent upon you to ensure the program is being afforded necessary and continuing attention, and that no opportunities will be overlooked for the counterintelligence action.
Right. So in other words, you ain't got to report, but we about this business. Yeah. And every chance we get to do counterintelligence, take it. That's the translation of that.
And if I could, just to explain counterintelligence, intelligence is like spying, meaning General Mayak did this, General Hazayan did that. General Mayak says this, General Hazayan says that. Counterintelligence is when you give them information to hurt them. Is when you teach them a thing that makes them become something that gets everyone arrested, that puts everyone in jail. When you find a cop that teaches something different that he got from the FBI to teach.
Yes.
The FBI told him to teach this. The FBI told him to make everyone believe this. Instead of just learning what the IUIC is doing, they're telling what the IUIC what to do.
Yes.
Which is what counterintelligence, and the government set it up, and it's here.
That's right.
It's right here. Please read.
Oh, can I add one thing?
Sir.
Sorry, real quick. Also in counterintelligence, what you do is, like Muhammad said, you feed them what you want them to believe. But part of that feeding them what you want them to believe is to get them to fight each other.
Yes, good.
You know what I'm saying? Like you go, Haz, Muhammad be talking to your wife, and you be like, what? Now you love Muhammad, but you hear it a few times. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. You hear it a few. Now he go to Muhammad and say, Muhammad, man, you have got to talk to Haz's wife. Haz is in there beating her ass out and he ain't saying nothing. You got to talk to her. So now you go and call her to see if she all right. And he come back and say, Haz, just check the phone records. The phone records will tell you. Now he gonna check the phone records. That must mean it got to be true. He got the phone record. That's why we need counsel with Christ. Wow. Because now Haz got in the UPK, it don't exist unless Haz go to Muhammad and say, are you talking to my wife? And Muhammad like, what the hell are you talking about? YAHANNA told me to go call your wife because you having problems. Now, the both of them, YAHANNA, you got some explaining to do. Now I'm caught because they both going to tell what the hell I've been telling both of them, and it's going to be found out I'm the liar. That's how you fight counterintelligence in the UPK.
That's the way it is. The UPK counsel is very thorough.
Yes.
Muhammad will get every witness from under every rock, from every cave, and they will be in this room.
They'll be in that council. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's Christ gave us the keys to make us unbeatable. Oh, y'all thought y'all was ready to be generals. Oh, I think I shocked them on that. I think they looked over their pay grade a little bit like, oh, the horizon is far. Like, we in this for real. We ain't just in here yelling every week. No. We watching this out steadily with the Most High.
That's right, sir.
Like, we love this work we in.
That's right, sir.
We love the honor of receiving this job. And we on this thing like nothing before. And the Lord is backing it up. Big shout out to Ibadja again for bringing this information out. Like, that's part of the COINTELPRO. And if I could, last point, we going over just a little, fam, all right? Everybody hang with us for a second. Real quick, when you get a chance after the show, look up FBI goes to visit Malcolm X, because that's exactly what they did. They saw the beef with Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, and they went to Malcolm X's house, sat down with him, and said, we can help you get him. We can help you do this. We can give you information. Now, at the time, Malcolm X said, hell no, and put him out of his house. But later on, we see Malcolm X came out. This is before he came out and started bringing out all the dirt on Elijah Muhammad. So it begs to ask the question, did they seduce him enough to get him to go and speak out against Elijah Muhammad? That's why we got the counsel with Christ. And if we just follow it, then we won't have no beefs. We'll solve every problem. That's why Paul came back and said, present things open and honestly in the sight of men. Haas found that for me the other day. No, Tazaryak found that one. Tazaryak found, big shout out to Tazaryak. Tazaryak found that one for me. Remember we was looking for it, hadn't looked at it in a while. But Christ said that through Paul to do that, to operate that way, so that this way ain't nothing being done in the dark. Because otherwise you're going to have what's in IUIC. Madness going on. And the Esau will be he's sitting up all in the midst of it. They said they said that they collecting so much data on people now that they are experimenting with DNA as a storage device. They said DNA is the only thing that could store enough information that they can fit everything that they gathering on people. Don't be no criminal, man. Avoid it at all costs. And listen, and don't stop being a punk. Be hungry sometime. Stop being, man, we was coming up, man, Mo and them didn't want to hear that. We had to scrap. You understand? We had to scrap and scrape, and you got it way better now. You got avenues, you got Uber, you understand? You got all kind of avenues to hustle and be brothers. And when you got it, you check on your brothers. And when he got it, he check on you. And when the school got it, we'll be checking on you too. You understand? Like, get in there, man. Get in this work. You understand? Shake off the crybaby-ness and get up in it deep like you should be getting up in it, man. And watch what the Lord do in this work of the Most High, man. Okay? Salakia. Let's get into it.
Keep going. Go ahead. I think you can read the pink part, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
Conor McCon, you are urged to take enthusiastic and imaginative. You are urged to take an enthusiastic and imaginative approach to this new counterintelligence. To Endeavor and the Bureau will be pleased to entertain any suggestions or techniques you may recommend.
Let's march. Let's all wear purple. Let's march and let's go to neighborhoods where we need to beat up black people some more. Let's steal. Let's be the Beale Street bullies. Use your imagination. Drop Hebrew. Do this. Use your imagination. The IUIC is the COINTELPRO group in the Hebrew Israelite world, and that's why that Jake that interviewed Nate said, why would you, a former NYPD detective, make your own group? That's why he's asking him. Because he knows that you are susceptible to be controlled by the police if you are the damn police in the first place. I keep reading To the part, Hebrew
Salakia.
Israelite part. Salakia.
Go ahead, yeah.
Keep
you
going.
got it. Don't even worry about that. Just get this. Okay.
Did I miss the Hebrew Israelite part? What's all that up there? That's a lot of something up there.
Yeah.
And that paragraph above it.
Yeah, but I told him to make sure he highlight just.
Oh, get it on.
Because I didn't want him.
No,
to
you
so
get
much,
that's perfect. Go ahead. Read the highlight part.
Colonel Khan, the purpose of this new counterintelligence endeavor is to expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, or otherwise neutralize the activities of Black nationalist hate-type organizations and groupings, their leadership, spokesmen, membership, and supporters, and to counter their propensity for violence and civil disorder. The activities of all such groups of intelligence interest to the Bureau must be followed on a continuous basis. So will be in a position to promptly take advantage of all opportunities for counterintelligence.
So in other words, we got to follow them continuously.
Yeah, and they're leaders, and they're thugs. You know how many times someone who loves the IUIC has called me a thug?
That's right.
It's all over my phone.
Listen, the Bill Street, the dancing queen, Big Frida. He said we thugs. Remember?
It's like it's something I always hear.
Yeah.
Like y'all thugs, y'all a bunch of niggas, y'all thugs. That's from the FBI.
That's right.
That's from them.
Dang, Camp said it in that video. The first paragraph is what he said Nate wanted when he did the COINTELPRO with everybody. When you go back where it says the purpose of this new counterintelligence endeavor is to expose, disrupt, and misdirect, discredit, or otherwise neutralize the activities of Black nationalists. The even ranked cat said it. Or whether I don't know if he I.S.U.P.K, whatever. One of the tribe. But he said this is what Nate wanted.
Yeah.
Go get it from everybody.
They hate women. Yeah. They hate women. Look at what they said about Chris Rock. Look at what they do to women. Women, that is from the FBI. It's here.
That's right. Remember, one of their members said that the biggest problem was Nate always caused discord amongst the brothers.
That's what the brother said.
Always, and that's the root of
COINTELPRO. Is the word Hebrew Israelite in here? I remember I read it earlier. The Hebrew Israelite.
Oh, he got more highlights though.
Oh, go ahead, Salakia. Just to go ahead, Maya. Go ahead, finish it through. Then you can do whatever you want, sir. Of course.
No, that wasn't the one he had. Go back to the big one he was reading.
Yeah, where's the one you was reading? Was it? I don't think you finished that one.
Right there.
Yeah.
Colonel McCall, and to inspire action in instances where circumstances warrant.
Right, where you can catch them in crimes. Let's get them locked up.
Crimes that we inspire.
Yeah, we inspire. Like instigate them, and then when they go do the crime, we watching them 24 hours.
Yeah,
lock them up.
But it's what they did to the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers.
That's right.
They brought the guns to the Black Panthers. They suggested we go rob that other place.
Yeah.
And when they did it, they locked them up. Even though the FBI informant had them doing all these things, gave them the guns, gave them locations. Now they go lock them up.
Yeah.
Please.
Colonel Khan, the pernicious background of such groups, their duplicity and devious maneuvers must be exposed to public scrutiny. For such publicity will have a neutralizing effect.
Damn.
What's that place? That magazine that had some problem there.
Minority Report.
Intelligence report.
But who's the one who did it? What is their name? The SPL, whatever.
Southern Poverty Law.
That's right there.
Southern Poverty Law.
Southern Poverty Law, right there, sir.
And of course, the IUIC is just constantly saying that we're criminals, we're thugs, we hate women. That's all they've been talking about forever. That's all they speak about.
That's right.
Keep going.
Was that it on that last paragraph?
Go to the next highlighted one.
Many individuals currently active in Black nationalists and organizations have backgrounds or immorality, subversive activity, and criminal records. Through your investigation or key agitators, you should endeavor to establish their unsavory backgrounds, be alert to determine evidence of misappropriation of funds or other types of personal misconduct of the part of militia nationalist leaders, militant nationalist leaders. So any practical or warranted counterintelligence may be instituted.
Listen, They going after the money.
They got guns.
Yeah.
That's what they said in Kansas City.
Right.
They got guns.
That's right.
That's what the
he
purple
said.
pig said to the cop. They got guns.
That's right. How did he know?
There you go.
Exactly. If that was the case. And you see where it said misappropriate with funds. Listen, that's why we got accountants, bookkeepers, the money. I know where every quarter is in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? You know what I mean? The doctor be on it at the end of the year. The doctor be because, of course, if they can, this is how they come.
Keep going up. I'm just trying to get. I didn't hear. I read Hebrew Israelite. I just wanted to confirm it for the people out there. This is specifically talking about Hebrew Israelites.
Did you? Was that it on the highlights, or there's more, right?
No, it was just those highlights.
That was the last one. That looks like
I
that's
read
the first
I read
one
it earlier. 1 second.
Somebody get in touch with I.S.U.P.K.
He's right here. 1 second. We gotta go.
Abishai, you right. Through discord, slander, propaganda, and lies. You understand? Big shout out to Yabara. Yabara, you right. The more you tune in, the more you're going to hear about these things, man. You understand? Oh, man. Priest officer Hazahab. Hazahab said, discredit. Translation, that's the refurbished version. Yep. In other words, that's a tactic to I never even picked up on. Big shout out to Hazahab. That's a discredit tactic.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Oh, it's right. I read this earlier where it said Hebrew Israelite.
Come on, I.S.U.P.K. Get on that phone.
I'm trying. I'm reading it now, but I can't get in.
I read it right here.
Big shout out to Kazakwana. I believe this is the wife of Yagar Wap, right? Hold on. The Most High never leaves his people in the dark. You so right, sis. The Most High never leaves us in the dark.
Yeah, listen, sir, they got the cities. It's right. You got the cities. They got the list of the cities that they're working in. Put it up there. Scroll down. It's the Hebrew Israelites.
There they go. Oh,
here we go. That's it. Let's skip down to Chicago, which is about 5 or 6 down. You got Atlanta. Atlanta, they all over you, Yaramaya. Down there in Atlanta.
Yep.
Baltimore.
Dang.
Baltimore, they all over you, Captain. Boston, Cartezar. Buffalo, Charlotte, North Carolina. Chicago, Illinois. Cincinnati, Cleveland, Detroit. Jackson, Mississippi. Damn. That's Captain Kahan.
God.
Los Angeles, California. Memphis, Newark, New Jersey. New Orleans, and of course, headquarters, New York City.
You got some more now.
Oh, shit,
Salaka. Big shout out to West Philly for life. West Philly for life said facts. Shocking facts.
So how's
West
I
Philly
missed?
for life 1992.
Is it Philadelphia?
Oh shit! I done missed a ton of them. Where they at?
Philly up in there too.
Oh, I missed the other side. How could I forget? I'm short in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, Phoenix, Arizona, Pittsburgh, Richmond, St. Louis, San Francisco, and the Washington field office. That's Captain Mashaka now. They down there in the belly of the beast down there in Washington, D.C. That's just every camp. That's just every camp in the U.P.K.
Damn near every camp. West Philly for Life 1992 said, don't forget about Jonathan Greenblatt and the ADL.
Oh, the ADL,
Jonathan. They've been they civilians and using lawyers and monitoring everything Hebrew Israelites do.
Yeah.
So where law enforcement can't go, they try to go as civilians to find. Let me tell you something. The whole key is to find dirt on you. And here's the thing. If you got a past criminal record, they are going to seek you out first for 2 things.
There you go.
1, to find out if you're doing anything that you did in the past. And 2, to find out if you're weak-minded and easily influenced to do anything that you used to do in the past or something in the future. You understand? Be truly converted in the truth. Be a man that truly comes into the truth and becomes brand new. Because that's the only way the Lord will watch over you, man.
Yeah. If I could, sir.
Come.
If I could. And that's why the scriptures say this, man. And that's why it was real heavy what Commander YAHANNA did, where he kept the thing that was taught to him. But when you come to the school, you got a period of time where you got to change. It's a period of time when brothers and sisters come to the school where y'all stay out there goddamn faith. If she a female, she here for a time, her 90 days, nobody should be in her face. Same with brothers, man. You need time to change to get rid of that old man. That's why it's important to come in here and get rooted the right way. And what does that mean? I mean, you come in here and learn how to change yourself from that old filthy creature you was in the world to now that priest who the Lord wants you to be, or that princess that the Most High wants you to be. You know what I mean? It takes time. And you come in here, you take that time, you make that change. So now you see what Satan trying to come at us with, right? Now when it comes to you, it don't work on you. Why? You ain't the same person no more. Whoever you were in the world, he ain't here no more. That man gone, that sister gone.
That's
you
right.
Somebody new now. So it don't work on you.
That's right.
And that's why it was heavy how the Lord had Commander YAHANNA keep that and uphold that while nobody else does this, man. Nobody else holds down the things that Commander YAHANNA has kept for the 7 heads, down to him, down to us, down to you, except for him. And now it was on us to keep what he gave to us and make sure this younger generation, you hold up to the same mantle. You make sure these young men learn the same thing you learn. These young sisters learn the same thing you learn, and we don't change that at all. Keep it this way. We see it works.
Yep.
We see it's the right thing to do because you know Satan will come at you. But when he come at you, you ain't that same brother no more. You ain't that same sister. You see right now, they're going to try to hit you with the stuff you did from your past. You read like what the Bible said, we've been teaching you all this time. You see our oppressor is using the same strategy to try to come at you. You see what we're saying is right? Take that time to change yourself, man, and really get rid of the old man slop.
I was get high, man. Listen, my rib told me it was like a few weeks ago. She said some Jake called her by her slave name. She turned around like, "Who the hell is this?" And he said, "Yeah, I know. Called me by my slave name." Said he knew me by my slave name. He said, "You know what I'm saying?" Said, you think I could get your number so I can keep in contact with y'all?" She said, "Hell no." She went and called me. Said, "Do you know a John?" I said, "Come on now. I don't know no goddamn John." You know what I'm saying? So they out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they will visit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What we could do is just put this on it. It's so much in it.
Yeah,
I'm reading it. So
we're going to put it on the net.
And let everybody just see the thing and go over it.
Yep. Drop it right up in there on Facebook. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And let everybody bring it on out. Because they out there. You know what I mean? They out there. And it's their job to do it.
Yeah.
It's our job to make sure that they don't have a reason to do it.
That's right.
It's our job to make sure we be, and it's damn near biblical in that Paul said that when he was talking about, ruler being,
that we obey the law of the land for Christ's sake.
There you go. That's
not for them.
Wow.
Not for his society and keeping the trains running, but for the fact that for Christ, we can be in prison for nonsense.
Exactly.
We got to be out here to teach brothers. So we can't go to jail for jumping the turnstile or driving or getting a damn DUI.
Exactly.
Then now we don't have teachers.
That's right.
Now, because you get DUIs, because you want to fight your wife. Now we don't have teachers to go to camp. We obey the law of the land for Christ's sake, not for man.
That's right.
So like you said.
The truth is so beautiful. I remember as a young man, Muhammad remember this. As a young man, I think we might have been in Hebrew Academy back then, or about to start Hebrew Academy over on Cheltenham Avenue. And the men, the General YAHANNA taught the men that he left in charge of school. They was on point back then when we came in. You understand? I used to be a thief, slocking. And so we go, during the break of class or Hebrew Academy, something, we go to the corner gas station down the street. And, we come out there with all type of stuff in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? We get into school. I'm passing out things to the brothers like, hey, y'all, bagels or some shit. You know what I mean? Different things. And one of the generals under you, the Gadite, he said, what's going on, Mike Holler? What's all that? I said, these some bagels I took from them Arabs down the street, man. I got a bunch for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? You know, he said, and he checked me good. Checked me good and right. I mean, this is Satan's kingdom, Mark. You know, you can't be doing that. This is Satan's kingdom. We need you. You're too important for this work to be doing that. You know, this went into me. Good. Good. And it, you know, I became a man. Like, oh, he's absolutely right with that. You know what I'm saying? Most High Christ. So
that was awesome.
And I know he learned that from you,
that
sir.
ain't refurbished. That's always the way. When we teach now, we always teach. Always have taught.
That's right. You know, man. Wow.
Damn, discredit, be perfect. I didn't even think of that part.
Oh, that shit is. That was a good catch. That's FBI talk.
And that woman garbage. That the IUIC loves to talk about us and women, and that is from the FBI.
Yes,
like that is them trying to distance us from women, make us seem unpalatable to women, and you know, and all of that garbage. And that's because the FBI controls the IUIC. The FBI controls that schizophrenic, peculiar, that sodomite Nate.
Yep.
And remember, they want people who have a past.
That's right.
Nate is a sodomite. He had sex with a man.
They can pull his coat anytime.
Oh my God, he can't rebel. He can't get out of order with them because they could probably show the pictures that they have of him with boys in Africa. And he's going to do what they tell him to do. Kanai can't rebel. Kanai is probably guilty of everything. Whatever you got, he did it.
They probably send him back in there.
Kanai is a scoundrel.
They had him
a
in that
miscreant.
Jail. Yeah. They probably told him, look, man, you facing 20.
Yeah.
You an old man. You going to die up in this cell. What you want to do? And knowing him being old, low life, you know, Christmas tree pisser.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, master.
Whatever you want.
And he's all right. You
And the
back
group
there?
literally teaches you should snitch.
Yeah.
They literally say you should snitch. So now you know that the FBI has COINTEL programs against what they call black separatist hate groups, which is what they call the UPK. Now, if you're not in the UPK, I'm just asking you, what group fits this description?
That's right.
Just tell me that. What group fits the description of a group that is working for the FBI? I'm done. I don't know what else to do.
It makes so much sense how he did the Jesus thing, because he's under duress from the FBI to run this organization. You understand? Called United in Christ, but able to do that in mockery of Christ because you are under pressure. You don't want your gay pics to come out. You don't want all the nastiness to come out. So you got to do this job for them. And so you just take it up, but you ain't serious about Jesus, or you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And Nate's wife is an African, I heard, sir.
What?
I heard Nasty Nate has an African wife, coincidentally, as he tries to bring every African from the dark continent and put purple on him. And he loves to go to Africa and countries that don't have laws against molesting children. Spend time over there in Afghanistan, in Dubai, in Palestine. Nate is nasty, and the FBI has God knows what on him. And he will do what the FBI tells him to do. Hands down. And of course, Kanai is just, the hamburglar. He's just a scoundrel in a mask. He needs a mask. Whenever I see him, I go, this cat is missing a mask. That's all he's missing.
Damn, Mark, he looked in that striped suit.
Yes, in the striped suit.
Like
he is the hamburger.
Damn.
Hey, Jim,
man, you called his number.
If I could, I sent Mariah a picture where they are promoting that they are giving book bags away in India and somewhere else.
Oh, ain't that
like they promoting the fact that they giving back to the people. They saying
they vile. They vile like I can't.
They giving back to the people.
But they marched on O Block and tried to scare the piss out of them.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the
attack for
I.S.U.P.K. anointed priests, but when they go over to Bangladesh, they're giving them love and kisses and molesting them in private and giving them book bags.
And that makes so much sense if he's married to a white African woman, because that's exactly who Jezebel married. Jezebel married a weak ass Ahab And of course, Ahab placated to her nasty ass for whatever she wanted, up into and including destroying the priest of the Lord.
That's it.
Until the Lord sent Jehu down there and told Jehu will roll up on that gate and said, he that is with me, throw that bitch off.
Shalom.
And they threw that bitch off. I'm not saying nobody go harm.
Of course not.
Nate's wife. Don't nobody go harm that little African. All right. She's insignificant. I'm just telling you a biblical story so you can understand the equivalent of the evil that this man is doing.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's why I'm bringing that out. Like, they are a bunch of disgusting pieces of garbage telling you that you got to only have one wife when them Africans is over there with villages filled with wives.
Yep.
They having sex with the wife, the cow, the goat.
Everything.
They like the goat and the cow a little bit more than they like their own woman. They cut her clitoris off.
Yeah.
They chop her clitoris off, but that goat gets to procreate.
Sure.
That cow gets to procreate, but her, they cut that box off of her in a minute. You know, man. They give her a scaled box.
Yeah.
If I could, we got the commercial right there on the thing. Put it up on the screen, Mariah.
Convertible box.
Let's go back to the first one, Mariah.
They turns abroad into a convertible.
Keep it right there. Just keep it right there. This is one of the commercials they got over here. Saying the profits that they getting don't go back to them, it go to the people. And who's the people?
Now, listen, this right here, this is new, right? 21 minutes ago?
Yes, this is new.
Let me tell you something. What you're looking at right now is almost guaranteed proof that this is a law enforcement operation.
Yeah.
The whole reason that this is being published, this is not something they do. The whole reason this is being published is because we smashed them on not feeding to the people.
Yes.
So now they launching another campaign to try and cover up the fact that they came out and said, we don't feed the people. They on their own. Now he trying to say their money don't go back to them. It go to this is propaganda. Their whole operation is a propaganda operation. And thanks be to the Lord, once again, it's so personal to me that it is being exposed, because I saw when I got the assignment to come down and to Philly back in the early 90s, I was there seeing the beginnings of the conflicts that was being created in New York. Now, in my ignorance, I did not understand. I just thought it was just men jockeying with other men. But I realized, I saw brothers get thrown out the window, thrown down flights of stairs. We talked about it many times. I seen all kinds of stuff that was trying to be created in the school all of a sudden, out of nowhere. Now, I got the assignment to go to Philly, and when I came to Philly, I made sure that we fought to not do the same thing in Philly. But what I didn't know was that was Nate and them operators up in headquarters trying to create a division in the body up there. And sure enough, that's where all those House of David camps ended up afterwards. So I hope, was y'all gonna say something? No, I hope that this gives everybody out there some good insight and intelligence on the enemies. It's obvious the Lord wants us to know now, you understand, before they ever try to get their hooks in us, and for us to not be surprised at all that they're going to do. I can guarantee you they're going to use AI. These purple pigs going to use AI and everything they can to slander, do everything that he said in there, slander, create discord and all that. So Lord allow, everybody's prepared for it. Everybody understands it. And we're going to keep exposing it. That was a good piece you put up there where they saying it goes back to the people. That is propaganda. They just finished saying on tape, they don't feed the people. And
they're liars.
And here's the thing. Then they use Africans on it, not us.
Yeah.
Not our people.
After saying, if you don't follow the law, we don't do nothing for you. The scriptures say you only give to them that follow the law.
Exactly. But meanwhile, you saying you give to the people, meaning you just give it to the Africans, which is, once again, like you said, is a lie.
Yeah.
You understand? Which is a total lie. This is propaganda to make them look like they are righteous and doing what's right. Now that it's coming out, how foul and filthy they are.
Also, one of the brothers in the chat room said, Debar Moth said that he goes down to O Block and teaches. He doesn't march down there, but he takes men down there to go teach. That's what Debar Moth said.
Big shout out to Captain Debar Moth from Milwaukee.
Oh, brother. Natazab said the beginning of the video where he mocked Christ.
Yeah.
They said at the beginning of that video, when that Jason Whitlock was introducing him, they said Nate was blushing.
Damn.
He was blushing like a girl on her prom when Jason Whitlock was just giving him his announcement, smiling and just feeling so adorable inside. The brothers saw it on the beginning of this tape. I'm sure someone will put it on the internet after the show.
The same way he was blushing when they were saying we love you and they passed over.
Yes, he was blushing.
Hey, join us this weekend out in Chicago, man. General Muhammad will be getting it on this Thursday night in Chicago. Okay? I'll be doing my lecture Friday. Hey, listen, man, you got to come here. If you coming up to the lecture on Friday, come early because Sister YAHANNA is coming up to really put it down for y'all with some soulful sounds at the beginning of it, but she's only coming on in the beginning. She ain't gonna be on after, so you come early. Doors open at 7, but she's gonna come after. You ain't gotta play that. Let that it's too close to the time. Take that down. Don't even play that video. Yeah, save that.
I think her name is YAHANNA.
Oh, YAHANNA. I'm sorry, YAHANNA. I'm thinking of baby YAHANNA. YAHANNA Salakia. YAHANNA, come here. I tell Marah, take it down because I want y'all to hear her soulful sounds in person because she can get down. She can blow. Damn. And she's gonna do that rendition of Jill Scott's anthem. It's gonna be beautiful, man. That'll be Friday. Y'all come out and hang with your boy. He's gonna do it. It's the Midwest Fire Weekend. Big shout out to Captain Mawquad, the Midwest Monster of Mayhem. They're going to be getting it on. The barbecue will be Sunday. They got activities all weekend. They're going to be hitting the clubs, the spots you're going to get to really see Chicago. You know what I mean? Press it up, y'all. Even if you're trying to go to England with us, come spend a little time with us out there in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Get together, 3-4 brothers, whatever, jump in the whip, take that ride. Brothers is coming down all the way from New York and parts in the West Coast, in the South. Come on out, man. Come on out. Spend the weekend with us. Support us. Support the Midwest Monster. And let's do a little something this weekend. Get out the house, man. I know it ain't easy, but we need each other. We need to be with each other. We need to roll with each other. We need to discuss with each other. I'm going to be talking about the Third World War and everything that encompasses it. The Purple Pigs done already put out a tape today trying to beat me to the gun with their little Third World Wars tape. It don't matter. We're going to go drop the truth about the Third World War. I want to thank the heavy hitters for rolling in with me. General Muhammad. Yeah. General Magara. General Hazayah. My main man, Officer Marah. Marah coming in every week with a new garment on. Don't be playing. Officer Marah. Officer Yadai. We also got Officer Nakar up in the building. Various other officers hanging with us, including, of course, my man I.S.U.P.K, holding us down, doing our thing. We'll see y'all next time live on the UPK. I don't think we're doing the show next week, are we? I don't think because we'll be out in Chicago, so we probably be in travel. Won't be doing the show next week. We'll probably be coming back the week after doing the show then. We'll let you know if anything changes, man. The water for everybody for hanging with us so late after midnight. Appreciate you, fam. See y'all next time. Shalom. Yeah.
Worship some man. Tell him to drop dead.
That's right.
Go worship some man. Tell him to drop dead.
That's right.
Anybody tell you to go worship some man, tell him to drop dead.
That's right.
Anybody tell you to go worship some man, tell him to drop dead.
That's right.
The niggas like to worship a man too damn much. He is wicked. That's right. To even take that title is wicked. That's right. To even claim it is wicked. That's right. To disrespect the Lord is wicked like that. And to come up against me, once again, look at my tapes. All I've been doing since I was 17 is teaching and helping black people. waking them up, building camp. My name is known in the Hebrew Israelite world. All across this country, in the Caribbean, in Europe, everybody know me. The very first school that they was in, where do you think they learned from? I taught them. I came to Baltimore. I set up, remember years ago, 235 Park Avenue? That was my school.
That's right.
I taught them niggas in the 90s. That's right. And they gonna turn around and go worship this nigga, break off from me, go worship this nigga, and then turn on me when I taught them. God gonna kill that fat bastard, man.
That's right.
Some niggas gonna die. God gonna kill that fat bastard, man.
That's right.
Some niggas gonna die.